All right, we'll get to the red hot Red Wings at 2:45. We're going to have some fun. We got Brad Holmes, who spoke to Cookies and Jansen on the morning show. Also, programming note, this Friday, Mr. Michael Stone and Rico. And we are going to do two versions of This Week in Sports by the Numbers. It'll be This Week in Sports by the Numbers.
Oh, don't give it away.
And
okay, you know Stoney's listening.
that's good. I want him to know.
Okay.
And then Stoney by the Numbers, where we'll be asking lots of probing questions. All right. So the Tigers thing, I wanted to just ask this question. Did the and please don't do what I heard a caller do with Gator today. Don't be some mealy-mouthed defender of the universe for the Tigers and act like I'm married to this player. I am not. Let me repeat, I am not. But it's an issue of principle. And I think we've identified exactly how this organization is going to run, and I don't have to like it. And that is this Cody Bellinger thing. Now, no proof he would even take your phone call. Do you know how we know it? You never called. But the point is, he went back to Chicago for about half of what Boris wanted. At the start of the offseason, Scott Boris wanted $150 million. He was never getting that. Bellinger, 3 at 80, and there's an opt-out after every year. So let's say Bellinger lights it up. Let's say Bellinger gives you 275, 30 bombs, 90 runs, 90 ribbies. You know, an 8-something OPS, right? He opts out. Who does it hurt? No one. Now, before people do this other routine I'm hearing, just understand something. You got to stop with the whole, well, if we brought in X, we'd be blocking Y. I'm sorry, but
Parker Meadows got to eat, man.
Right. And again, I'm fine having the youth on the roster, and I'm fine giving guys at bats, and baseball is a long season. Injuries happen. You need depth. You got to stop. You're not blocking Gunnar Henderson here. So here's my point. They have been open that they were not going to be involved in this stuff. And the signing of Gio Urshela, why I don't make fun of it, because I do think Urshela can provide some nice depth. He hits lefties. Guys, we have smartest man in the galaxy syndrome here. And it is just very, very clear. Scott Harris thinks he can emulate the dirtbag squad from a couple of years ago, where it was like all these tryhards and gym class heroes with the Giants, and they won 100 games. And it's like, dude, you're 55 mil below league average. This is a bad division. JD Martinez is the perfect fit. And I have zero confidence the Tigers would even pick up the phone and offer 1 at 15. For what? Fear of reprisal from Kerry Carpenter's reps? Come on, guys. Let's be adults about this. JD Martinez is a machine. And yet this team won't pick up the phone and call. I thought look, I never had designs on Bellinger coming here.
Right.
I'm making a point that when you see what he
when
signed
you saw the
for,
deal.
Yeah, and I'm going, who gets hurt by that?
Nobody.
And if he hits it, I mean, if he's hot as a firecracker, then it was basically prostitution. He came here, got paid. So, okay. Right, Roberto? The point I'm making is I get frustrated because I feel like Scott Harris is doing smartest guy in the universe routine. So it's very frustrating. You know, they threw $14 million at Jack Flaherty, who hasn't been good in 5 years and never stays healthy. But yet I'm going to get attacked because I want a guy who's the rock of consistency and who would be a legitimate DH who could moonlight with Carpenter a little bit there, and then Carpenter's a woeful outfielder, but I wouldn't care because I'd have plus outfielders the other side. I heard a caller call into Gator today and actually say we can't bring on Cody Bellinger because we have Mark Canha. Mark Canha and a 750 OPS, a 745 OPS. That's who I'm worried about blocking?
No, I can't speak about that, but I do think that it appears to me that Harris is trying to go the whole, well, let's just work with our young guys and let them grow up, and if we lose, we'll lose with youth. I don't have to go after and get with the pieces are here, they're just still developing. I don't agree with that because, yeah, it's like, oh, well, like we're going to block this like Carpenter. Right, you're right. You find a space for him.
You make it work.
Right.
And again, there's always going to be...
You can never have too much talent on a team.
And there's always going to be a give back, right? No, there are any players that are perfect very rarely hit free agency. And when they do, we know what they cost. I'm not advocating that. The Martinez thing is just a no-brainer to me. His worst season in the last 5 was an injury-plagued year where he had a damn near 800 OPS. Now, again, if JD doesn't want our money, or if JD wants an outlandish 3-year deal or something, you hang up the phone. But you know what would reassure me that they're actually trying? A report. Mm-hmm. Jeff Passan saying Tigers tried. JD farted into the phone. I could live with it. I wanted your take on it. One segment, and we'll get to the Wings. But doesn't it bug you? Like, look, the Chapman thing, that ship has sailed. They were never going to do it. He's still out there. They're going to go with this Frankenstein at third approach. Whatever. But the JD thing could be a 1-year deal. You are $55 million below league average. You have a lower payroll than last year. Mm-hmm. What am I missing? What is the harm in trying to win this division? You know, Kerry Carpenter didn't hit a home run the last 2 months of the year last year.
And even if you went 2 years, $35 million with it, or an option after the first year, but you're trying, you got the money, and as you said, it's not going to cost you anything. It's going to add depth to the team.
I view it that when you put a veteran around the youth, you're insulating them, you're protecting them, you're helping them. And again, if JD doesn't want your money, cool. But try.
Because I'm thinking, did something happen when he left here? Because none of you people were here when he was first here. So it shouldn't matter.
I just wonder if the Bellinger thing is a harbinger of things to come, where these guys are going to go for deals, and Tiger fans are going to look at it and go, we could have done that. Right. And please spare me, other teams aren't either. I don't care. I don't do radio in Minneapolis. I don't care about what the poll ads think. It doesn't register for me. I do radio in Detroit. I'm with you guys, and we talk Tigers. I just can't understand it. But then I think to myself, this guy thinks he's Billy Beane. This is what he's going to do. The mix and match and mine for gems, and I'm smarter than everybody. And it's like, Scott, both can be true.
Yeah, you got to do something.
Both things can be true. You can be really good at what you do, and you supplement, because here I am being positive again. I think you can win this division.
And if you can't win the division, I think you'll be in the race until August, maybe beginning of September. I do wonder, I mean, have you still not recovered from the Erod debacle? Like, seriously, pick up the phone, do something, because this division is there to be had, but it's almost like you're not trying. It's almost like you just trust me, it's going to work with all the youth.
I'm going to root for him just the same. I want baseball back in this town. I love a good pennant chase. I love when Tigers are good. But look,
I mean, that last year was fun because the season wasn't over in May.
Right. The thing that's got to stop in this town, and it's this weird vibe you get. It's like any criticism of a general manager in this town, you're a Satanist. Well, hold on. What's in the trophy case of these people again? I mean, hell, I heard, I'm not even going to bring it up, but like, people need to apologize to Steve for what? Demanding he get to drink it? And he did? And it's working?
Take a chance on Kane?
Yeah, and he did, and it's working? You should apologize to Scott Harris. Why? I'm sorry, 78 games doesn't exactly get, the blood flow in the penis working.
Yeah, there's no apology needed at all for anything. And it's
guy got played at the trade deadline and had a nothing burger offseason.
Don't forget.
What?
Because you're the same person that said
we don't pay running backs.
And I don't. I don't.
But
you don't question the GM.
No, you question the GM because it's frustrating that you don't hear a report that they at least called.
And again, I'm just saying the Bellinger thing is not about him specifically. It's the contract. And I wonder if the market is going to bear deals for Chapman, who would have made sense.
That are yes.
Yeah, and he had his worst year last year battling a finger injury, but he's still a Gold Glover. And he's still a guy that's probably going to hit between 25 and 30 bombs and give you elite defense at third. Or whether it was JD, or whether it was an arm that's out there. The point I'm making is, why should I have to sit here and genuflect for $14 million on Flaherty and a 2-year deal for Maeda? And I don't hate Maeda. But yet I'm the bad guy for going, well, geez, here's a solution. Like, they ran to the altar to trade a can of tuna for Mark Canha. And they went, we're good in the outfield. What? So it was just, I wanted to just throw it out there. I'm unemotional about Bellinger because I never viewed it as a possibility here. But that deal is so below what you thought he'd get. And the fact that you didn't try, I just don't get it. I don't. Now, you tell me Bellinger's not a perfect fit. Fine. Argue my point on JD. I don't think you can. Unless you're in an alternative universe and you had a great year with Kerry Carpenter on PlayStation 5. And you all of a sudden believe he's the best player in baseball. I like Kerry Carpenter. Happy to have him.
You just remember the times when he was hitting the bombs earlier in the season.
And he fell apart.
Yeah.
And he had a very good year.
But you don't remember that.
How about I take the pressure off him? How about he becomes a little bit more of a luxury than a necessity?
But Mike, he needs to be out there every day in order to get better.
And you don't think I could find him at bats every week?
You could. No, I'm with you. I'm just saying that's probably, we need to get him out on the field in order for him to get better.
Tom Izzo on line 4. You don't need to play to get better. Signed Xavier Booker. Hey, it's Victor's Home Solutions. You want to work with a company that takes care of you, that follows up when they say they will, and they will walk through the job site with you when they are done to make sure your home and landscaping are back to how they were before they started? That's Victor's. You need a new roof? You don't know? Maybe, kind of, sort of. Victor's and their 21-point video roof inspection will take you through it, show you the weak points, and discuss a real plan for that new roof. And they're so confident in their quality of work. Very simple. They give you a 50-year leak-free guarantee on any roof they install. What else do you need? The only thing. Schedule your free 21-point video inspection today. 734-773-1100. That's 734-773-1100. Or set that appointment at victors.com. All right, this is very exciting. We're going to play a little game, but it's going to spark conversation. Rico to the Bifrost. We need the hockey elite. Bat signals up. What I'm going to do is this. After what is one of the great weeks of Red Wing hockey in recent memory, 3 straight wins, 2 of which were playoff-style, OT thrillers, a little bit lower scoring. Yesterday, a storybook, the dominance of Saturday. We're in a playoff chase. But what I wanted to offer was Mikey V's surface-level hockey takes, available for your grading. So we're going to go to my men in the streets, which is Rico and David, see what their grade on these takes are. And then we go to the hockey elite, the Oracle, our very own Pierre Maguire, Kenny Cott, and he will register a grade on my surface, fringe, sort of hockey guy takes. Because these are all Red Wing-centric. I think I got a decent handle on this team. I think I got a decent handle where we're headed, what we need, what we got. Are we ready to play the game?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Oh, that's right. All right. Kenny, I want you to stay silent, show no emotion. Do not tip your hand if I say something that is disgusting, egregious, inaccurate, or downright stupid. Don't tip me off. David and Rico, we will have you give the first grade, then we see if I graduate over to the Hockey Oracle. Are we ready?
Let's go.
5 bold takes from a fringe hockey guy. Take number 1. The Wings are becoming more than a playoff threat. They are a legitimate playoff team with a legitimate chance to win a playoff series. Part of it is learning how to win playoff-style hockey games. Rico Beard, grade this.
What am I giving, like an A, B, C?
Well, you're the professor.
Oh, no, I didn't know what type of grade. We went through there. No, Mike, I like this take. This is an A because you're right. They're winning games. And it's not just this winning streak, but of going in there and your stars are coming up and being stars. The people who you want to be the leaders of this team, you're seeing that. Kane with the overtime goal. Like, yes, this is it. DeBrincat with the goal that I still don't know how he made that goal.
Skill, magic, passion. David.
I'll give you a B+.
Okay. Not egregious as a fringe hockey guy.
No.
Now we go to the Oracle. Straight from Saskatoon. Kenny Cott, grade my fringe hockey take.
I grade this as a C. The reason I grade this as a C is because this is a team with ups and downs. You saw how bad they got when things got bad. You're seeing right now how things they are when they're good. Bunch of players on this team who have never even sniffed a playoff game. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't want to play them, but they could win. Would I predict it to happen? No, I would not.
ESPN National Hockey Night. Best open ever. All right. Fringe take number 2. Here we go.
David, we got to make sure we don't give out high grades because Kenny just shot us down.
No, this is what I wanted. We're in the streets. We're the fringe idiots. Kenny is the nuanced Hockey Hall of Fame creep with the white gloves that holds the Stanley Cup. Here we go. Trade deadline. I think I've identified something this team needs. They must acquire, for lack of a nuanced term, a defenseman who's kind of a scumbag. Or a physical, like a needler, if you will.
An enforcer.
Not quite that, because enforcer carries a negative connotation that they lack any skill.
But scumbag doesn't. Okay.
Right. Something for the second pairing on defense that when it gets tough and when every game's 2-1 or 3-2, if they can secure a little bit of defensive help that's got a little bite to it, a little edge to it, I think that could take them to another level. Let's start. David Hall, grade my fringe hockey take.
I know I probably should be careful here, but
I know
when Kane last night got hit, and, Larkin all year has been getting beat up. So yeah, I'm with an A on this. Yeah,
Rika,
I want to say A, but I'm going to go B. But David, I went to the Oracle and we had this conversation, and he set me straight and said, no. They need to get someone on the defensive line and a tough guy, someone that you won't pick on the wings.
Maybe the term is grit. They need a grit blue
guy.
Line addition.
So I think the Oracle will back me up on this.
Kenny Cott from the Hockey Elite Update Desk.
Yeah, the Hockey Elite would call it a sandpaper guy. A sandpaper. He provides some grease for you.
Wouldn't that be grit?
Same thing. You wanted the hockey term. I gave you the hockey term. What do you want? You're
It's a
asking me here.
sandpaper guy, eh?
That's right.
Go ahead.
I give this an A-, primarily because an NHL insider by the name of Jeff Merrick actually said this.
Who's Jeff Merrick?
NHL insider with Elliot Friedman. He does a lot of good work in the NHL. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not nuts for saying get me a scumbag.
That's from the inside of the NHL. A guy said that. So yes, you're bang on with this one.
Let's go. And you're not the creep with the white gloves. You're back. I don't like that guy. He scares me. All right, here we go. Fringe take number 3. Patrick Kane, not the cat, will prove to be the most important addition for this team because it is Kane's leadership relationship on and off the ice with the cat and veteran presence and experience that allows this team to take the forward step. I'm Ron Barr for EA Sports. Rico Beard.
No, I would say the other way around. I think DeBrincat, I look at Kane, and while I like what he's doing, it's still, you're wondering, man, will that injury come back to?
How dare you?
Okay.
David.
His experience is going to be huge.
The
in
experience
playoffs.
is good, but I think I think DeBrincat is the straw that's stirring the drink.
No,
All right.
I hate cats. I'm going with an A on this one. Kane's more important.
Tremendous. Let's go to the hockey elite. Ray Ferraro joining us.
So I give this one a B+. I'm pretty confident in Kane because he's just proven it game after game after game now. And did you see after he scored that goal the way the team rallied around him? They love this guy.
You know what?
He's a leader.
He's a vibes guy.
You guys just don't like short people.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Fringe take number 4. Yzerman's hidden signings are way more important than any of us realized in the summer. That while DeBrincat and Kane have been the sizzle, the stake of balanced scoring, multiple threats on multiple lines who do it quietly, that is going to be this team's ultimate calling card and why they're so dangerous. Rico Beard.
Mike, I'm going to give that an A. He did. He moved in silence like the G in lasagna. All of a sudden, it was like, okay, yeah, these people, like you see the big names, but yeah, it's the other
balance.
Ones. Yeah.
David.
No, I'm still going B- here because I think it's Kane that brought that together and made everybody else important. So
we go to the hockey elite live from Yonge Street. What do you got for me?
I give this one an A++++++. Absolutely. The Red Wings have the most players with more than 10 goals. That means everybody in their lineup is scoring in all of
Fringe
hockey.
hockey fans rule.
A+++.
Yes. All right. I'm on a free roll. No matter how stupid this last take might be, I've graduated. Here we go. Number 5. The playoff style wins against Colorado and Chicago. What I mean is these lower scoring, tight checking, overtime games. Winning these games now, not only is something they couldn't do a month ago, 6 weeks ago, but it's a sign of real growth and why I believe the Red Wings will make the playoffs. They can win in multiple ways. They couldn't do it earlier in the year where they were 0-15 if they didn't get to at least 4 goals. Let's start out with David.
this is an honors class A. I am definitely with you on this. It is showing them what they need to do, and
That's
the
right.
grit is there. They can come back. I thought
Sandpaper.
yesterday was a loss, and they
Sandpaper.
found a way.
Rico Beard.
I'm gonna give it a B. I agree. I like the fact that it's not, well, okay, we gotta go out and score 4 goals in order to win. The fact that you were able to come back and take the game into overtime to win, but the overtimes aren't like playoff overtimes.
Don't
They're
let
3-on-3.
facts get in the way of a great
Okay.
fringe take.
Okay.
Kenny Cott, Hockey Elite.
Yeah, this is an A++ for me also. And it's not because of, I mean, they did it against St. Louis, they did it against Chicago, 2 bad teams, but they did it against Colorado.
That's right.
A team with Stanley Cup aspirations. You need to win games like that against teams like that way. Absolutely.
People, here's the deal. 248-539-9797. The god of fringe hockey has spoken. Me. The hockey oracle, Kenneth Cott, a.k.a. Chicken Parm, a.k.a. Ray Ferraro, has spoken. Where do you grade these 5 bold fringe Wings takes after an unbelievable 3-game set here, 3-game run? We'll get to you guys next. 97.1. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. It's $150 if your bet wins. It's simple. Live SGPs, exclusive props, and a whole lot more. It's FanDuel.com/ticket. That's FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 and up, present Michigan. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117. All right, 3 o'clock. If you want to hear something else, Odyssey.com rewind. Rico's bold revelation about Tom Izzo. We also got into a little bit of baseball free agency for one segment about where the market is and whether it affects your view of the Tiger offseason. We're talking Red Wings right now. And, obviously, I never claimed to be some oracle. My hockey fandom largely died right around the time I graduated college because the Islanders were bought by a complete con artist and fraud, and I gave up. I admit it. Have I enjoyed the great Red Wings teams out here? Of course I have. And in the best interests of the business I operate, I'd like the Wings to be great again, so this is good for business. This is the hockey I'll get into. But I know I will forever be fringe hockey guy. So I gave 5 bold fringe takes, with no idea whether fellow fringe hockey people would agree or disagree. But the hockey elite, would they even acknowledge what I was saying? And Kenny has, including a couple of A+. So whether it is the Patrick Kane, not DeBrincat, that the fact that Kane has been this elixir to making them a more complete team, to being a rallying point, to being the veteran leader, whether it is what they acquire at the deadline. Did I appropriately identify it? Apparently I did, because Pete Mallard agrees, or somebody, I don't know who the hell it is. The point is, they need some grit, or as Kenny put it, sandpaper on the blue line.
Or the quiet moves that Yzerman's made.
Right. The quiet part out loud. Their depth is actually every bit as a weapon as their higher-end players.
At least 12 players with double-digit goals.
I think the biggest thing out of the weekend is learning how to win. And learning how to win when it's hard. Learning the nights it doesn't work and the opportunities aren't great and you're just down 1-0 late and you come back and beat the Avs. Or against a Blackhawk team that on paper should you have dominated. Yes. Did you? Absolutely not. Emotional day, Kane's return, storybook OT win 3-2. Not 6-5,
right.
3-2.
Or DeBrincat's goal is just, it was almost like one of those playoff goals where you had the puck luck where somehow it bounced off the back of a Mrazek's skate or pad
Skill,
or whatever.
Determination,
Okay.
passion.
It went
How
in.
dare you?
It went in.
The point is,
That's all that matters.
I believe this, we talked about this. We kicked off the playoff push, the 0-5, car flag, confidence meter, the whole bit. I've upgraded to 4. They're making the playoffs. This was a 6-game stretch where outside of the Avs game, we thought, you know what, they could rack some points here. Rico, they've won 3 games in a row. It's not easy to do it in the league, do it in the style they did it. And I know they got to leave home here for a little bit. They're making the playoffs. I just feel like this is a playoff team. They've graduated. We need to talk about them differently. We need to look at them differently. I don't think they're cute or upstart. They might just be real. Do I know that they'll catch Toronto? No. Am I ruling it out? Absolutely not. And if Yzerman does his work at the deadline, why can't we talk about this team winning a playoff series? You think Boston would be all pumped up to play this team? Boston ain't right. That's not the wagon. And oh, by the way, the wagon lost to the Panthers. So I want to know if coming out of the weekend, level of overreaction, but as long as they do, if they address some need at the deadline and they continue to stay healthy like this, they're making the playoffs, man.
No, they won the gritty games. It wasn't a shootout. It wasn't a ton of points. You valued the puck. You did everything that you could. You had good goalkeeping. Everything happened that you won games and you came back. It wasn't okay.
Slight
but
correction.
We lost.
I want you to earn points with the hockey elite like Kenny. Goalkeeping would be a soccer term.
Sorry.
Goaltending would be the hockey equivalent.
Yeah.
Somebody in goal.
That's right. The somebody in goal.
Up next, it's Between the Pipes with Rico Beard.
And the Red Wings right now, as it sits, 8 points ahead of the last team to fall out of the wild card discussion in the Devils. The Devils are 8 points behind the Wings. The Wings also have 2 games in hand against Tampa, who they are currently ahead as well. So,
How far off from the Leafs are they?
They are, let me see, 4 points off the Leafs. They're within striking
You
distance.
start to see where my head's going here.
Exactly. You lock yourself into that spot, you're playing, well, I mean, you'd be playing Florida, which is not fun. But
Yeah, but it's not going to be fun no matter who you play.
that's correct.
Fun is being there.
Yes.
Fun is knowing all the pressure will be on whoever you're playing.
That's true.
And you got a young team primarily, but you got some experience. It's a good blend. So 248-539-9797. David, what do the ticket texters have to say about Fringe Hockey Fest 2K24?
This Wings team is the best I've seen in the past few years. The depth we have with our third and fourth line is great. The Wings will win the first round.
Oh, you going all the way.
Oh, my. Yes, we're dusting off the late 90s takes with the Wings. They need to get bigger on the blue line.
Hold on. I didn't say bigger. I just said grit, or as Kenny put it, sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
Or as I put it, a scumbag. You need someone who is going to be a shepherd for presumably Evanson, who you will call up.
He says, I agree with you, though, on that, but I'm happy we get to hear it again, Curtis in Detroit. Tommy from Pleasant Ridge says, good takes by Mike. Number one sign this team is going to go to the playoffs is they have Mike excited about hockey.
It's a good product. But it's the truth. It's a good product. When we really look at it, it's been 15 years since you had a real ability to be excited. The latter stages of this, it was a lot like MSU hoops. Who the hell's excited making the tournament or making the playoffs when you have no chance of doing anything? Well, now you get to restart the engines because time has made you miss those runs. It's made you miss the fun of it, the chase. And now it's a new group of players. And it's a new list of names. And it's just this, it's always exciting. Like if the Tigers, whatever their first pennant chase is, whatever first real pennant chase they have is going to be the most joyous one because it's been so long.
Yeah, we just saw that with the Lions.
That's exactly right.
And you saw this town went crazy.
The big deal is I like to see Eiserman make signing Kane to a 2-year deal beyond this one. Kane and DeBrincat are teaching this team how we can win in any way possible. Then someone wants to call you out, Kenny. Matt from Grand Blanc says, I would like to have Kenny revisit the day that we signed Kane. He was so uninspired and unimpressed.
Yeah. I got excited and you served a poo-poo platter.
No, what?
You should apologize.
These people are half remembering what I said. They're remembering one half of what I said. I said there's a good shot he turns into a guy coming off a hip operation that no one's ever recovered for. But he also could be one of the best players North America's ever produced. Stop it.
I don't know if I heard the last part.
You heard what you wanted to and you know it.
I was the one going, geez, I'm kind of pumped up about this. And you know what you did?
I think I gave it a B- at the time because I thought there was a chance he could regress to injury.
I thought I heard him yeah. I thought that's yeah.
Rico, he gave a meh.
If you guys aren't listening and these people aren't listening, I'm not talking about it.
Okay.
Next text, David.
All right.
Next text.
Hashtag goalkeeper.
Next text from Sir Don says, Kenny was too critical of everything Mike said. B- at the lowest. Others, B+ or above.
He gave a couple A+.
I feel like Kenny's grading made me more confident about my takes.
Another person says, I saw Wings flag on a car at church yesterday. I am excited about the Wings right now.
David, would it be viewed as disrespectful if we put like Jesus or the Virgin Mary holding a Wings flag in church?
That would be...
You couldn't just duct tape it on there?
That would be too much.
Why?
That would be too much.
What's wrong with that?
So many things.
We'll
talk about it in the break.
It's like the spirit of Detroit wearing the jerseys. Do the same thing.
How's it any different? It's an inanimate object. Listen, think about this.
Put the Wings flag across the cross.
Kenny, here's what I'd like to do. Why not? Kenny, what if you and I created, because David wears a lot of the God-themed T-shirts, Jesus loves hockey too. Would you wear it if we created that?
You got to be careful because people hated those Super Bowl commercials.
What if we created a shirt that said Jesus is my enforcer?
Once again.
Yeah, put Jesus on the blue line.
And then we just swap out Probert's head for Jesus on the back.
Jesus equals sandpaper. How about that?
I'm just going to read some more text here.
You know what? No, I'll tell you what. I'll keep it timely. We'll keep it moving, and we're going to get to the phones next, okay? I mean,
here's Mike for Jesus.
Yeah, here's... There's no real easy segue, is there? Best temp to sleep, 68 degrees. We like it below that, but whatever. I mean, argue with someone else. The Eye Comfort Eco, it's supportive, designed to keep you cool, comfortable, and feeling restored. Or Serta's Perfect Sleeper for pressure-relieving comfort and support while you maintain a balanced sleep temperature. Serta mattresses, made in Michigan, have been for 110 years. Just go to Serta.com to find a retailer near you. All right, so we'll get to the calls. Listen, if you're not excited about your hockey team, I don't know what to tell you. They're worth your time. And the combine starts later this week. Lord knows we'll get back to the Lions. You missed anything, Odyssey.com rewind. Andrew, who is Hockey Elite certified, joins us next. Hello, Andrew.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Excellent.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about a few of the points that you made, a few of your takes. Number one, the Patrick Kane take. Before we saw him play, before he kind of got, in game shape and all that kind of stuff, I don't think anyone really knew what to expect, obviously, because of all the, the past surgeries and not working out for other, hockey players and stuff. He has that aura that few players in any sport have, even into the late 30s, that he's one of a handful of players at most. You're seeing it like Sidney Crosby this year, having a close to like a career year. Patrick Kane, what he's doing, and how he's able to adjust with his hockey IQ, what he brings to the team just adds a dimension that, look at last year. The Wings could not score at all last year. And while the team isn't creating a ton of chances, the amount of chances they're converting, and I would put the Wings' depth up against any team in the league. Last year, Vegas won because of their depth. The Wings have 4 players with 10 or more goals more than Vegas. I think the Wings team overall, top to bottom, potentially has the most depth in the entire league. And so because of that, and because one other player that wasn't even mentioned when you're talking about, the guys, the fringe players, Alex Lyon is a main reason, if not the reason, you could argue, why the Wings are going to make the playoffs and have a chance to win a round. Going into the season, he didn't even play the first month. He was behind Husso and Reimer, and now he's making $750K a year for not just this year, next year too. So we have one of the best bargain, legit starting goalies. If we can add another one, because, we don't know if Reimer can hold up. I really think, I'm with you, that the Wings, if they go into the playoffs and they play like the Rangers, that's who they're projected to play like as of today. The Rangers will probably be favored, but I don't think it's going to be that, in their favor. So I think everything you said in terms of, the only thing I'm not sure of, Mike, and I got to be honest, is that I'm not convinced Yzerman will do anything at the deadline. I think that there's the way the contracts are constructed, maybe he'll find a way to get rid of, or I don't want to say it that way, but he'll move one of the lower defensemen. I don't think Petrie's going anywhere. I know he's had his ups and downs. Mata maybe will go somewhere. Hall has 2 years left. That's a hard contract to move at the deadline. So it's tough with Edmondson. He needs to come up too. So.
Okay. Look, Andrew, I only said it because they're playing their way into him almost not having a choice. Think about it. You're 4 points off the Leafs. This deadline bearing down. Now, again, Andrew, I've never advocated do something stupid or a grotesque overpay. No. But this is about this team has fulfilled their end of the bargain and have either met or exceeded Steve Yzerman's best intentions when he put this thing together. They are 8 points up in the wild card, and they are in striking distance of Toronto. Now, I do think it is going to be hard to justify unless market conditions dictate it was impossible to responsibly add to this team. I just don't see how it's acceptable to not. You have a clear need. Go address it. Right. I don't care who you're going to throw in a garbage can. I'm looking for a second-line defenseman, a second-pairing defenseman that's got a little bit of, as Kenny calls it, sandpaper.
Sandpaper. I think they can move guys, too. I don't think that's against the law. They could move Shane Gostisbehere, whose primary role is a power play defenseman. He's a specialist. That's all you have him for. If you replace that with a defensive defenseman, now we're talking about something.
I always love the defensive defenseman.
Yeah. The Nicholas Lidstrom type.
Oh, boy.
Responsible with the puck.
Okay, let's go to Andre, 97.1. Hello, Andre.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, Andre.
I'm really excited about you guys talking about hockey. I'm calling from Little Windsor here. Being a Wings fan, I have to say, Mike, you were spot on all your points. I'd grade you anywhere from an A- to an A+ on all your points. can't specify how much I agree with. We need to have that sandpaper man defenseman. He is crucial for us to make it into that playoff. You kind of just pointed at moving Goff to spare maybe for a talent defenseman. That would work too, because in the playoffs, you need that defenseman that that other team has their star guy on the ice. Your defenseman's on the ice, glued to him. Just like, Nicholas Lindstrom was always on Sidney Crosby, or even a two-way center like Zetterberg used to play, that would always be on the ice when their star player is. You need someone against Austin Matthews or whoever their star player is, especially in the playoffs.
Look, Kenny, while I did bring up the whole idea of like they kind of need a dirtbag on that second pairing, somebody who's physical, sandpaper. Who are the sandpaper men available at this deadline for the crowd, so we know who we're talking?
I'm not sure who the sandpaper guys are. I've been more paying attention to the defensive defensemen, the Chris Tanevs, the Noah Hannafin types.
Those are known non-sandpaper people.
I wouldn't say they're non-sandpaper. They're just defensively responsible.
But they're not the sandpaperiest of the sandpaper.
So they're not a little chippy.
My issue with the sandpaper thing is you need those guys to win playoff series, but we're trying to make the playoffs.
I don't think you can create that word. Series?
Series.
There's that OU
Series.
education. I'll tell you what. Oh, my.
Series.
Mooses.
Okay.
All right, carry
Meese.
it. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm more focused on making the playoffs, and the sandpaper guys are important.
Here's what I want from you. By the time we bring this back in the 5 o'clock, I want you to find me a defensive defenseman who's also a giant Richard. I want a defensive,
Who moonlights as a sandpaper guy?
I want a defensive defenseman wrapped in sandpaper. You find me that man.
I will search high and low.
You find the one-armed man. I want to know who is the name that we have to rally behind as a show. Because face it, when we talk, things happen. I personally hold you responsible for DeBrincat coming to town.
I think the name you're looking for is Noah Hannafin. I don't know how much sandpaper he's got, but man, that guy could help this team. Man, you signed him long term.
I asked you. I need grit and defensive defenseman.
I need playoffs.
Kenny? All right.
So Kenny, at what point do you think that they're in the playoffs? Or are you one of those that they have to officially be
Kenny
in?
would need to be 12 points up with 5 games to go and have a little logo next to their name that says they're in.
No, I think I'm more with Mike on this. I'm pretty much at a 4-car flag situation right now. I think they're in.
So if they're in, don't you need the sandpaper guy?
I've seen what this team looks like when they get cold, though.
Well, he's made the decision. Listen now, he's
Kenny,
talking
either they're
down
in
to
or
us.
they're out.
He wants the defensive defenseman. He's not committing to the sandpaper defense.
So you don't believe they're in?
I'll tell you when I will believe that they're in, is when Steve does something at the deadline. Then I will be 100% in on this.
That's where Kenny drops trow. That's where it happens. Okay. We're going to speak it into existence. It's going to happen. We're going to be all right. Everybody calm down. You want to do a little football next? Anybody in the mood for some football? Let's do that. Shame there's not more hockey fans. All right, distracted driving's become an epidemic. Look around. You all see it. Ding-dongs driving cars, staring down at their phone, not paying any attention to the road. Oh, up next, you're dead. No one likes to talk about life insurance. It's just inconvenient, but you have to. You call Mike Papura, National Benefit Plans. He'll help you find a life insurance plan that not only covers your family's needs, but is also affordable. Now, what makes Mike and National Benefit Plans different? For starters, they're going to shop 70 different life insurance carriers nationwide. They guarantee you the best possible rate. You're not going to deal with some phone jockey 6 states over. You're going to deal with a real human being. The longer you wait, the greater the responsibility of not getting it. So get life insurance. Get that coverage. Call Mike Papura, 877-734-2200, or you simply go on the web to nbphealth.com. Remember, National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
Well, we always got to talk football because, let's face it, the Combine is coming up and the NFL never stops. It never sleeps. So, David, let's do it.
So it is Combine week. We will start seeing workouts on the field starting Thursday. But there is a little bit of news coming out here, and I want to know your thoughts on each guy making this decision. It is quarterbacks announcing if they're going to throw or not throw at the Combine. Set to throw in Indy will be Michael Penix Jr. so far, Bo Nix, and J.J. McCarthy. Smart move by all three of them to throw at the Combine.
Any quarterback that doesn't throw is a moron. These are practice throws. They're throws you've made since 8th grade. There's no defense. You're indoors. Throw the damn ball.
Right, but you're throwing to guys who aren't your normal receivers. If you happen to overthrow a guy or he drops it, it's going to look bad on you.
So, all right, fine. You want to take out Caleb Williams, fine. But any other quarterback, if you ain't number one, you're no one.
See, I'm
throw the ball.
Okay, seriously, I'm wondering. The way the hype is with JJ, why not just sit this one out and just throw at a pro day in a comfortable environment in Ann Arbor?
Well, that's why I said as of right now, things could change as the week goes.
It is shocking to see such a winner behave like a loser. Rico Beard.
No, I'm just saying.
Throw the damn ball.
He's rising up. His stock is getting higher and higher. So now anything you do is going to tear you down.
No, he's going to get out there. He's going to meditate. He's going to wink at a couple reporters. He's going to start slinging a few passes.
No, because the quarterbacks where you rarely see their throws in the workouts, those are the ones that end up getting drafted like second overall.
JJ, throw the ball so
Looking
the Giants
at you,
will draft
Zach Wilson.
Let's just make it happen.
Yeah, so
JJ, Giants, 2K24.
Oh.
Well, Caleb and Jaden Daniels will not throw. No decision on Drake Maye yet, but I found something interesting, Mike, and I wonder if this changes your mind on Drake Maye.
Mm-hmm.
He is preparing for the draft by working out with Eli Manning.
What's that, breathing through his mouth? Would that be blank stare training?
We'll see that. I don't know. Maybe we'll see that.
Perhaps it's how to never win a playoff game outside of your 2 Super Bowls. Same amount of touchdowns to interceptions at the end of his career? Is that what we're working on?
Where's the respect for the man that brought your city and your team?
Two. Most
Two Super Bowls.
Uneven, overrated career in the history of football.
Yeah, he's got 2 more Super Bowls than my team has.
Rico, you talked about respect. Well, let's talk about fights. Cam Newton was involved in a fight over the weekend. The incident happened at his 7-on-7 flag football tournament. According to reports, Cam's team won the tournament, so the opposing team that lost, the adults decided to start a fight with Cam Newton.
Those are adults?
Yes.
They look like kids.
Yes.
And they got smoked.
They did.
It is a true definition of F around and find out.
Right, Cam Newton's life, he's 6'5", 240, built in a lab. His entire life as a running physical quarterback was to take on contact, full speed from other dudes bigger than him. You think just because he wears stupid hats and ridiculous bow ties that what? Your 5'8", 150-pound ass is going to do something?
Right. I'm quite sure they were in the car with ice bags on their head. Wait, whose idea was it to jump Cam again?
He looked like some of your comic book movies where he was just throwing dudes all over the place. It was 6-on-1. It didn't matter.
He had 4 dudes on him, and at no point was he ever in danger. He was just taking care of everyone.
Right. It was almost like you guys
wearing
don't
the
really,
hat from the Wizard of Oz.
Right. You guys really don't want this smoke. So you need to reevaluate trying to do this.
If I bought you a Cam Newton hat, would you wear it in Vegas for our March Madness shows?
See, it wouldn't work, Mike, because Cam has the hair sticking out the hat.
I'll buy you a fake wig. Those hats are inexplicable.
Then get one for yourself.
No, I couldn't pull it.
You got the luscious hair.
But you could pull it off.
I could pull off anything.
Okay, then.
Well, from one black quarterback to the next, or another black quarterback, let's talk about Russell Wilson, because he doesn't seem to want to let go. He was interviewed on the I Am Athlete podcast by Brandon Marshall saying that he wants to return to Denver. He wants to win 2 championships within 5 seasons. But then on the other end, he's saying, yes, I would take the minimum if I go to another team. What is wrong with Russell Wilson? Does he not understand it's over?
He's living in delusion. Here, Kenny would like to have sex with Margot Robbie. Update, not happening. 2
Congratulations,
Super Bowls
Kenny.
in 5 years. Bro, you're unemployed because you suck.
How about we just lower that to a playoff win in 2 years?
Baby steps.
Right.
Stop acting like a total weirdo. Baby steps.
So I want to put you all in the shoes of the Buffalo Bills GM. What would you do to make this happen? This is what your coach said.
Okay.
Quote, Sean McDermott, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. That is the relentless pursuit. This is regarding saying we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Well, then how do you make that happen if you're the GM?
My ideas are very unpopular. It would start with I'd fire Sean McDermott. I don't believe for a defensive-minded coach to routinely have a defense that is ass. For a defensive-minded coach to willfully, without a gun to his head, employ Leslie Frazier. Then have Leslie Frazier disappear and you call the defense. Alert me when the Bills make their next big stop. It'll be their first. So it starts there for me. I don't buy Sean McDermott, and I'll tell you the other thing. You got a real problem on your hands that Gabe Davis is walking out the door, and Steph Diggs clearly will not be a part of this anymore. And your yeehaw Cowboy quarterback's going to need some help. Those would be the two things I'd look at.
Well, I would just say you're going to have to design a defense that is made to strictly stop Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's it. You got to come up with the best defense ever. David, you got to go get a couple of dogs out there and put them out there because at some point you're going to have to play the Chiefs in the playoffs. You got to stop Mahomes. Now, if you could stop Mahomes, you could probably stop everybody else. That's where I would go first. Firing the coach, okay. You can leave him there. McDermott there. Your defense has to be top 3 in the NFL. Then, and only then, will you win the Super Bowl.
So again, I stated that this is the week of the NFL Combine. Everyone looks at the on-field workouts, but would you value the interview over the workouts?
I mean, yeah, if the guy admitted to being a serial killer or something. Look, I think it all works together. You can't just ace the interview or just ace the physical. Look, Brad Holmes said something that was really interesting, and I liked it. He talked about how in 2020 during the pandemic, they didn't have a combine, and it was all about football. It was all about the tape, right? And it was a simplicity to it. I think sometimes we overcomplicate this stuff.
See, the interview it's what are you going to get? Somebody going to say, I'd rather you not draft me because I've never liked your team. Growing up, I actually hated your team, and I would throw darts at your logo. Like, what are you going to – every interview is going to be, well, yeah, I would love to come and play for Team X, Team Y, Team Z. I don't think you get much out of it, David. That, to me, it's a waste of time because the people interviewing you aren't going to ask you real questions, and the person being interviewed is not going to give you real answers.
So let's close it out with this here because we're coming off a season where the Detroit Lions fans traveled everywhere and they had a pretty good home field advantage during the playoffs. So in the last 10 years, what venue do you think had the best home record, best home field advantage?
Arrowhead?
Arrowhead, yep. They were number 1 at 61-21 in the last 10 years at home.
Philly?
Philadelphia, not in the top 6 here. Nope.
I mean, all right. New England.
New England is tied for 5th here, 54-28 with the Baltimore Ravens. I'll give you the rest here.
Cincinnati?
No. Man. Buffalo was
Bills
4th.
Mafia, yeah.
Pittsburgh 3rd. Green Bay.
They still got a team in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Green Bay was number 2 in the last 10 years.
Interesting, too, because they lost twice as a 1 seed off a bye.
Correct.
Oh, and real quick, and we can dabble into more of this tomorrow, but Mike, according to Adam Schefter, the Giants will be speaking to free agent to be Saquon Barkley, trying to explore a deal with him, but they are unlikely to tag him for $12 million.
I hate my football team. All right, that is football today. Talk about Northville Lumber all the time. Oldest company in the state, largest Trex decking outlet in the country. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells more. than Northville Lumber. Last year, contractors, homeowners, they bought enough Trex from Northville to cover 26 football fields. And look, they move that much product because it's all in stock. That's how they do it. Some as low as $1.59 a foot. So what do you need to do? Whether you're a builder or a do-it-yourselfer, you go to Northville Lumber. They will introduce you to a Trex certified pro. Plan it, build it, buy it, Northville Lumber. It's that simple. Stop by today or call Northville Lumber. Go to northvillelumber.com. That's northvillelumber.com. All right, you missed anything, Odyssey.com rewind, and we are far from done. We hit the Red Wings. You can go back and get that. And Rico, I think, with a really, I don't know, not startling, but I think it's accurate. I think it comes from a place of knowledge. I mean, Rico goes to every MSU game, goes to all the press conferences. Izzo going away as Saban. He's done. He don't want to do this no more. This isn't fun. It's not enjoyable. And frankly, I got to be honest, he's not that good at it anymore. Like, yeah, he's got more basketball knowledge in his toe than we have in our body. Noted, established. The standard is the standard. Losing 13, 14, 15 games a year, that ain't the standard. Brutally mismanaging your roster, not the standard. So we covered it. and just had a conversation about it. Yesterday was one of the worst losses you'll ever see from Izzo, and it was on him. Don't go blaming Matty Sissoko because he's terrible at basketball. Blame the guy who puts him in the game. Blame the guy who puts a lineup out there that's Matty, Cooper, and Cohen Carr.
Right.
You don't have an offensive skill set if you combined all three in some kind of Frankenstein. No. And he did that with the game going down the stretch, and Xavier Booker sits.
Right.
So we covered that too. Also gave you a little tidbit on baseball free agency, which is this. See, not that you're sad that Bellinger isn't a Tiger. How could he be a Tiger? They never called. It's what the market bared. It is the fact that he only got 3 at 80. Not the 150 Boris wanted. I wonder if and when we see J.D. Martinez sign, and it's, let's say, 1 at 15. Now, that will bother me because I think J.D. Martinez could put you in a strong position to win the division, putting him in the middle of this order with Torkelson, taking some pressure off of Kerry Carpenter. I don't need you to be this awesome freak show. I need you to just develop, even though you're going to be 26. I wonder if it affects how you view Scott Harris, because I'll tell you what I think we got going on. Just my opinion. Smartest guy in the room syndrome. I'm smarter than you. I'll mine for gems. I'll sign a bunch of garbage. I'll turn it into some weird Frankenstein thing, and we're going to win games. Can it work? Sure. That doesn't mean I'm ignoring adding legitimate proven commodities to that Frankenstein thing. And by the way, for all the people who go, well, now listen, Scott Harris knows more than you. 29th rated offense last year. And you know what you added to that offense? Mark Canha, who's barely above a league average OPS. Pardon me if I wanted to take some of the millions of dollars that came off the payroll and add a bat to help my younger players develop. Pardon me. I should apologize.
Especially for a division that's ripe for the taking, where there is no team that's just head and shoulders better than everybody else. I thought that they were going to do a lot more at the winter meetings. There's still people out there that they can go after. I don't think that they are. I think they believe in their young guys. I think they believe in the talent. And they don't want to block that young talent. They want to try to let it blossom, and they're going to ride or die with the kids. And
I want the young people to play. Signing JD doesn't block anybody.
No.
I'm sorry.
Well, it slows down the growth of Carpenter.
Oh, okay. 248-539-9797. So all of that on Odyssey.com rewind. David, what do you – and we'll get to Brad Holmes here shortly. David, what do you have?
All that was missing from the Hockey Blitz was Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, and the mullet of Barry Rose. Love it, Paul in Nashville.
Here's what I want. Two things we could add if we're going to create a hockey, like a car flag blitz. You got to go on YouTube. And there is an ESPN National Hockey Night intro, uninterrupted. And I'm pretty sure it's for Rangers and Nordiques at the Colisée de Quebec. You can pull Gary Thorne's talk up, which is electric. The other one I personally would need would be 1993 second round of the playoffs, Islanders at Penguins on Easter Sunday, and David Volek's OT winner to send the Penguins home as the defending Stanley Cup champions, where Gary Thorne jumped out of my TV like Freddy Krueger. Now, if you can get me those two pieces of audio, you do whatever you want with the Open. I'm in. And maybe a Hartford Whalers goal horn. Maybe a little brass bonanza. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. It would be a Roberto project.
Oh, Dave is doing a deep dive.
No. He there's no way. Well, that's the mall. That's the old Hartford Mall. Yeah. I've been there.
I was about to say, I've been there.
We've toured the facility.
Yes.
Yeah, but listen, if we do it, it's got to be retro hockey effects. It can't be this nonsense, video game stuff. That should be in the Open too. Yes, that. 100%. Do we have Kenny Cal's call of Kane's goal? The people should hear that one. Ken's call is great. Have you heard this?
No.
Oh, this is really good. All right, if you don't, I don't want to ambush you. Do you have it? David has it, and he also says Jesus rules. All right, let's do it. Roberts.
Even the Ken and Mick call was fantastic.
I know.
That was such a good call.
I know. Listen, you have to pick one. I'll go slight edge, Kenny Cal. Slight edge. It's like the difference between an A+ and an A. You're both doing just fine. And again, that was storybook. It really was. That's as storybook as it gets. It almost feels like an NFL script. Mm-hmm. David, ticket text.
This is Dan from Port Huron. He says the Tigers have no interest in being a winning franchise. They would rather install new showers and TVs and buy a new airplane.
I mean, listen, I am not going to shout those people down because when you have a payroll outside the top 20, when you're 55 million below league average, and when it's clear you got the 28th or 29th ranked offense and you're relying solely, almost exclusively on kids, and you already have what I deem 2 holes in the lineup, minimum, golly gee, it would seem like a good idea to take some of that cash. Maybe not hand it to Jack Flaherty, who hasn't been good in 5 years, and get a bat. Yeah, it would seem. No one's asking for Ohtani here, right? I didn't go on the air and say, let's deal 7 players and 30 franchise pizza joints for Juan Soto. I didn't do that because those things are unrealistic or stupid.
I think that was the only player you've ever said, don't even pick up the phone.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I'm like, come on, what does it hurt? No.
And we don't have tax deferment plans.
It couldn't hurt.
But my point is, the things we're asking for are bottom shelf. Look, the same conversations are going on in Cleveland right now. If Cleveland fans are even awake, that's a cheap organization.
Right.
Cleveland has no excuse with a morbid offense and a largely non-productive outfield to not go shopping and bring in or offer a Cody Bellinger. See, my point is, while everyone else is sitting around playing with their schwanz, you should be the one capitalizing and winning this division. Oh, you guys don't want to play? Mm-hmm. You want to be cheap scumbags? Right. Watch this. Like, what's the point of owning the team if you don't want to win? But see, there's no pressure on Scott Harris. And frankly, this is my belief. I hope he proves me wrong. I'm getting strong, smartest guy in the room vibes. And I don't like that. I don't think that's a road to be successful. I don't. Ooh, I don't need the fancy stuff. I'm going to dig up the dead body and broken pelvis of Gio Urshela.
See, I
you pores.
I didn't think that was it. I thought he made just a major blunder on the trade deadline with E-Rob.
How about some Mark Canna for your ass?
I thought that he was going to really go into the offseason and free agents and really show, okay, this is my team. This is what we're going to do. And, yeah, it's been very, very underwhelming. I had higher expectations.
Peep these Flaherty highlights from 2019. Come on, man. I don't think I'm wrong or a bad person for going, pick up the phone and call JD. See if you could wrestle him from Texas and put him in the middle of your order. You think it's going to be a treat to face a middle of the order that features Torque and him back-to-back? Mix in Riley Green for a little balance. Mix in Carpenter for some balance a couple days a week. Mm-hmm. What's the problem?
Nothing.
No, you're going to enjoy Matt Vierling. Okay, I got nothing.
It does reek of smartest guy in the room that you'll see. The young guys are going to show out, and it's going to be fun.
And again, I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. My plan doesn't displace anyone. This isn't a move where Riley Green wouldn't be playing. I didn't go out and say sign a first baseman and you'd have a Torque problem. You are not allowed to put Kerry Carpenter in the same class as Jackson Holiday. I just beg you to stop. I like him. He was one of our favorite players on the show. I want him here. I'll find him at bats.
What do you mean? He's the next it thing, Mike. Come on, man.
I know.
Superstar.
So was Chris Shelton. Just calm down.
248-539.
Atta baby, huh? 248-539-9797. Now, question. You want to do Brad Holmes at 5 o'clock? How do you guys want to play this? Talk to me. Because I'm happy we can go into a little bit of the court storming and the nonsense, or we can go Brad Holmes right now. I'm down. Bring back the Wings at 5 o'clock. Happy to do it. Rico, you know what? He's giving some Aretha vibes today. He wants the spotlight today. He's getting it. You sit there. Get ready. Big takes only. 97.1. I've just received a panic text from TJ Lang crying about the salary cap and how it going up might take them out of the running. Quote, some teams are going to go crazy. I don't think we will. And what I just wrote back to the big man, then enjoy sucking your thumb and not winning anything. All right, so with that, it's a perfect segue. Brad Holmes joined the morning show, Jim Costa and John Jansen. And the guys did the best they could. They asked good questions. They really did. But talking to Brad Holmes is the equivalent of talking to a wall. But he said one thing that I think you can get whatever you want out of this comment depending on your perspective. Well, the man to my left has a perspective. I want to play for you this audio. He's asked about Jared Goff. And then Rico is going to deliver his second bold take of the day.
Yeah, see, the thing is...
Look at him. He's rubbing his eyes. He's all stressed out. What is your problem?
Not stressed out. It's just... I know that Brad Holmes was going to come out and say, well, we're working on this deal. We're going to pay him this. We're going to pay him that. But it just kind of seemed like a lot of word soup. At some point, what does Jared Goff have to do in order to get the new contract restructured? I guess what I thought I was going to hear is, guys... rather than making sure we got our kicker locked up, yeah, that's one of the top priorities is Jared is our guy long term. We're going to make sure he's going to be here. We're working on the details. Okay, but we're kind of figuring it out, and we're going to see and stuff. Like Jared Goff has done things that no other Lion quarterback has done in history. Okay? He is the one of one right now. Why is it so hard to just say, he's our guy, going to take care of him? We may not have a salary right now. We may not know how long it's going to be. He's our guy. Because the longer this goes, the more and more it tells me you're almost waiting to see him fail. So you can then say, yeah, this is why we didn't give him the money, and we're going to hand the keys over to Hendon Hooker. And we will start the Hendon Hooker phase. Because I don't understand why this man is taking you. He won the division. Last Lion quarterback to do that, long time ago. He won you not one, but 2 playoff games. You were 7 minutes away from a Super Bowl. He's your guy. The price is only going to go up and up. I understand. You didn't pay him last year because he had a good second half of the year. And understandably so. We'll see what you do in the next season. Well, the next season he balled out. He got it done. And it wasn't like, oh, well, this is a contract year balling out. He went out there and won you games. I don't understand. If you keep waiting on him, the price is only going to go higher and higher.
But hold on. Now, on that one point, and take all the time you want, I'm just saying, the cap is going up. It's commiserate with what the QB market. This massive cap jump here, right. I think we've more than made up for any Jared Goff inflation.
No. But, Mike, if you'd have did it last year, you probably could have got him at about $140 million. Guess what it is now? It's $200 million. If you wait another year, now you're going to be up into the $240 million. So, yes, the cap is going up, but you're paying this man more and more. If he's your guy, lock him up now. All right,
let's
sign the deal.
So, hold on. Let me throw the number out because I think Rico's saying something that's interesting. And I don't totally agree with you, but I agree with one part of this. 248-539-9797. Listening to you talk, I think the part I agree with most is, why can't you just come out and go, look, guys, I'm not going to get into negotiations and all that. I'll just tell you Jared's our guy. Yeah. All right, we're going to get something done. That part resonates with me because that is the one thing general managers with quarterbacks or the ultra-star players generally do. We love Jared, want him here.
He ain't going nowhere.
We'll get something done. It is weird. Now, it could just be playing it close to vest, but I'm with you. What else does the guy have to do to just basically have the GM put it to bed and go, guys.
Do you have to play it that close to the vest? We all saw what he did. We all saw how valuable he is. Fans are rallied around this man. They're chanting his name. The team loves him. What are we
more
doing?
Does he need to do? Okay.
Right.
That part I identify with. But what we need is the people. We do. I need to know if the people read into it the way that we did. Again, morning show, you can hear the complete audio, Odyssey.com rewind. Look, I find Brad Holmes to be odd. Okay, you can be good at what you do and be odd. Hell, people think I'm odd.
No.
The point is, he's just an odd guy. There's no other way around it.
See, for me,
From the receipts to being talking to a wall to elevators screaming and pounding glass quarterbacks.
No. But the thing is, he's odd, Mike, because I think he's genuine. I think if you were a GM, you would be Brad Holmes because you only know one way of doing things. And I think Brad only knows one way of doing things. You don't tone down yourself, and neither does Brad. So the stuff you see in the elevators and the stuff you see him high-fiving the fans, that's really him. And the stuff he tells us, like, he's not really into the whole GM coach speak where he kind of goes around and he kind of, look, we're going after this type of guy. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're going to go get young players.
But do we agree? If you're getting a Jared Goff deal done, it has to happen before free agency opens on March 13th. See, that's the other point to what Rico is saying now. It's February 26th. Okay, you have 2 weeks to get a deal done with your quarterback so you can then attack the rest of the offseason. Now, again, it happens all different ways. Maybe they don't feel like they have to get it done. Maybe, look, I have no idea what they want to do. If I know what I would do.
Right. If he's your long-term solution, you get this thing done. The cap is going to go up, Mike, but the price is going to keep going up. And yeah, if you would have took a chance and gambled on him last year, you'd be paying him about $150 million. You would have extended him. Now, if you sign him, you're looking at $200 million. If you keep waiting, the price is going to go up. No, but I don't understand.
Or he plays out this year.
And you franchise.
And then franchised. And then, and only then, unless he's still a superstar.
But at that point, if you're still franchising him, to me, you're almost betting against him.
I agree. I don't disagree. I don't know what that is. Look, I don't. How do I put this?
Now you're rubbing your head.
Truth. We've really come full circle. Nothing in this town, I just end up continually aggravated with the GMs. Because all of these GMs have this thing about them, and only one of them has earned the right. Yzerman's earned the right because he built a really good team in Tampa that factually he left and they won the Stanley Cup. Okay, then. The point is he built it. Yzerman is the only one who I would be fine with him taking any approach he wants. But whether it's Weaver, Holmes, or Harris, you got 3 guys who think they're Albert Einstein because they dressed up as him for Halloween one year. Now, while you can be good at your job, you're not Einstein. You haven't won anything.
Mm-hmm. But you're the one who's gotten the closest, so you would think, okay, window is now. Now is not the time to bring in a new young quarterback. Now is the time to build around the guy who got you so close and maybe can elevate you to that next level. You put a little money on defense or whatever, and you're there. What are we waiting on? Because this tells me the longer we wait, you really don't believe he's your guy. 248-539-9797.
The Goff thing is a distant second to my priority, which is Brad Holmes. It doesn't devalue what you're saying. I think it's appropriate today to talk about it. But I don't care. I can't.
I was with you on the whole free agency and drafting.
See, that's where whatever he does with Goff is immaterial if he doesn't get an edge or a corner of premium value in free agency. To me,
with the salary cap going up, that we agree it's not real. But now you take your Goff money, you're going to pay him, and you take the rest of the money, and now I'm going to go out and get a player. Just the increase alone was an impact star player on defense.
Here's the interesting part. If he doesn't get a deal done with him now, and I have no evidence to suggest they won't or they will, I believe they will, but let's say you don't. and Goff plays at a Pro Bowl level again. Rico's right, guys. Because then, here's what Goff has in his back pocket. Oh, you don't want to pay me? Then you can choke. Go ahead. Franchise me for 50-something mil. Fully guaranteed. Oh, then you want to do it again? Great. I'll take 110 guaranteed over 2 years. Full.
Right. Because
you lose your leverage.
Because here's what happens for everybody who's worried about what about down the line? Now you're getting into the down the line. Because as you're franchising him, all of these younger guys' contracts are going to start to come up, and now you got to make that decision.
Can't franchise your quarterback. It's a death sentence. Can't do it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If he's your guy,
damn
pay
it,
the money
he's
now.
killed the vibe in here. We're on a playoff drive. He already retired Izzo. Now he's telling me they're not signing Goff. You're terrible.
You know what? I should probably sit out the last hour and 15 minutes of the show.
Fine.
I'm going to sit next to Book.
Fine.
I'm sitting
next to Xavier Booker.
Right, I'm sitting next to Booker for the remainder of the show.
Izzo will play to both of you the same amount the last 15 minutes.
Maddie will be in next.
Go ahead. Tell people how they can be rude like you.
Oh, you know what? It's not rude, people, but it's a career in radio or TV, or you're a graphics design artist. Specs at LTU can help you achieve your goals. Heck, there's a ton of Specs graduates walking through the Odyssey building as we speak. You too could be the next person that works here or somewhere else. So here's what you got to do. First, you got to be curious. You got to go visit the website, ltu.edu/specs, to learn more about the broadcast media arts, digital media arts, and graphics communications program taught through Specs at LTU on the campus of Lawrence Tech right here in the city of Southfield. You're going to be taught by instructors like yours truly who work in the business. What does that mean? We're not going to waste your time. You're going to get the hands-on approach in the lab starting from day one. You're going to learn all the practical skills you need to succeed in today's media industry. So once again, what are you waiting for? Be curious. Visit the website, ltu.edu/specs, to learn more. Then make magic by enrolling in Specs at LTU certificate program today.
Well, David just yelled at me, so that means it's time for me to tell you about Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. They have supported the community, proud partner of the Lions Radio Network. They want to honor the team's best season in 32 years. Now, through the end of the month, a couple more days, you mentioned 97.1, you get half off the installation of a new high-efficiency furnace or whole home generator from Generac. Half off installation, excludes prior orders. Mastercraft, supporting Detroit for over 40 years. Just visit mastercraftheating.com. All right, David, on the ticket text, we get to the people. Just having a little convo about Brad Holmes' comments this morning with the morning show. And if you want that whole thing, Odyssey.com rewind. I thought the boys asked really good questions. What do you got?
I did not get that at all from Holmes. I got the opposite, that Holmes said, yeah, we know Goff is our guy, and we will deal with that with him in fairness. Holmes has to approach free agency before any extension, so I'm fine if he doesn't do anything now. I hope they're giving Jarrett suitcases full of cash underneath the table. Something's not right with Holmes' comments.
I mean, I guess it's one of those, the Rorschach test. You saw what you wanted to see, but I just didn't hear, you know what? I can't get into details, but we all know this man did great things for this team in this city. We don't want him to go anywhere. We're going to do our best to make sure he sticks around. You don't have to get into the dollars and cents because I'm sure his agent is listening and saying, oh, you said this. No. But you just – did Chase Young just sign someplace else? Oh, okay.
Did they sign him to a $300 million deal, baby?
No, you just continue to have these goofy-ass, broke, stupid little chairs in here. The damn wheels falling off. It's just no way to do radio.
Maybe if someone would stop throwing them around.
Back.
Oh.
What?
Kenny said maybe if somebody would stop throwing them around.
You know what? That's not even the same chair, Kenneth. I take back everything I said about my happiness for you in the wings.
Kenny with the sandpaper.
That's the type of grit we need on the blue line. That right there.
Oh, that's good.
That was some Ulf Samuelson right there. Some real sandpaper.
Go ahead, Dave.
Goff is not a $200 million quarterback. Thanks for the season, Jared. But he is not the quarterback of the future. Need a mobile quarterback.
You know what's going to be funny for all you mobile quarterback idiots?
Oh, you just know it's coming.
No, you know what's going to be funny? When you get your wish and you don't win a damn thing because you don't know your elbow from your bleep hole when it comes to winning in this league. Yeah, I mean, literally, you just saw your first boob, and now you think you're Dr. Drew. You're lecturing people on sex. I mean, it is such an unbelievable psychological defect in this fan base. Oh, now they think they have all the answers. Goff's not a $200 million quarterback. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, I tell you, the fans here, when the deal happens, there's a lot of them be choking saying, but
they're part of me prays I'm on vacation. I don't even want to deal with it.
No. The first game, because they're going to be playing a tougher schedule. David, when he has multiple turnovers. Oh, boy. Watch out. Multiple turnovers, phone lines. We won't even start the show. We'll be in the middle of crosstalk with Doug and Gator. And it's what in the world did we sign him for if he's going to fumble the ball? You know he's got tiny hands, the whole thing. Trust me. You already see this coming. But it's the price of doing business in the NFL.
That's right.
He is a proven commodity.
Think of it like this. How many players, I'll use a different sport as an example. How many players in the NBA are actually max players?
Not really.
Versus the total number, right? Yeah. But if you are putting a team together, for instance, whether you're the Celtics, where it's, is Jaylen Brown a max guy? Tatum probably. The point is they're both max guys.
Right.
That's the cost of doing business.
Right. A max guy, kind of like a Hall of Famer. Either you are or you aren't. If I say Luka, max guy.
And you've seen it with the Warriors, where they've had to pay certain guys more than they're worth. Guys, the end result is you either won a Super Bowl or you didn't. What you had to do to get there becomes immaterial, and the pain afterwards is immaterial. If you really believe the best course forward is to not pay Jared Goff, which I think would be a titanic error, I think you'd alienate him. I think you'd look terrible to free agents across the league.
Here's why you have to sign Jared Goff. Your window is now. If you don't, and you put Hendon Hooker in there, you're going backwards.
Yeah, that's
I just want Lions fans to realize that.
I think they're going to pay him. But I thought your opinion was interesting, and I'm fine that you took something different out of it, because let's be real. When general managers do radio interviews, and I thank God every day we don't do many of them, and frankly, they won't come on this show. The point I'm making is you have to read into it because you're talking to a rock.
I mean, he was very guarded, but it was still just one of those, yeah, he's the team. Look at what he's done. Like, this is the time where you can kind of heap on some praise and say, I got this. Trust me. Okay. And I would have been like, all right, I understand he's the future, but I didn't get that. And it could have just been me, but I didn't hear that at all. To me, I'm thinking, well, what else does Jared Goff need to do? Like, he won in your division. He took you to the playoff games. He took you all the way out to San Francisco. He put you in position to go to the Super Bowl. And now you're like, well, what else you got, Jared? What else can you do, Jared? Really?
Is Rico off base? That's really what the topic is. Fun for me.
Because it's not like Jared Goff is
I get to sit here.
I'm just like, it's not like he's following up this Hall of Fame quarterback that was here that won you multiple Super Bowls. It's not like all of a sudden Tom Brady is gone and now you got Jared Goff and you have to live up to those standards. Your standards to live up was what? Matthew Stafford? What did he do for you? Let me help you with that.
Do you see all those sidearm throws? Eric, 97.1. What's up, Eric?
Hey, man. First time, long time.
Welcome.
Heck yeah, man. Goff did great things for the city, and you guys do too, man. Appreciate it. But I'll get right into it. So I hate to say it, man. Goff's not mobile, and hey, but I'm behind you guys, all right? Man, he gives, like, the sideline a nod and just whips out a 2-minute drive out of his pocket, all right? Guys at, like, Wayne State volleyball games are cheering this dude's name, all right? But right now, Brad Holmes is Einstein, man. He's doing the 3-game year like Rico said. So I don't think he's going to pay him. He's not going to pay the dude, and you kind of need to. It sucks, but that's where we're at.
So what do you think? It's a bargaining chip? Do you think that they're going to attempt to get him on something more team-friendly? I mean, it's all conjecture, so no one's going to hold you to it.
I think so, but then I think this is where it's going to be, what's the pitcher with the 2 different colored eyes, man? Hey, sorry.
Max Scherzer.
We didn't take Scherzer, dude. He's got to be Scherzer. Like, hey, that's it, man. My guy said I'm not taking the money, so I got to go. See you.
No, and if I'm Goff's reps, if you're coming to the table and it doesn't have a 5 in front of it, no.
Right,
I mean,
he's gone. So it's like,
just what
but
it
then
is.
Brad Holmes is over here. I'm Einstein, man. I don't know. You got to get him out. We found a new dude. Like, Love, man. Love's in our he's in our division. What are we gonna do?
Well, Eric, I got to tell you, this. I'm glad you mentioned it, because this is the other thing. Lions fans, I think they're out of their minds. They're acting like this division is theirs in continuum. I have very bad news for you. The Packers are not going away, and the Packers are really good. May I remind you, the last time you saw the Green Bay Packers, they threw you down a flight of stairs and then launched a garbage can at you in your place on Thanksgiving.
While the world was watching. It wasn't on streaming. It was just on Fox.
And you should have beat the Niners. They're saying the same thing. They are really – this division is going to be –
throw away.
Yeah, this division is going to be a dogfight. And this is the other thing. Everybody's getting their jollies as if the Bears are going to be 2-17. The Bears have one of the biggest draft war chests in football. They are about to take, most likely, a prospect that is being, this once in a decade. Just because Rico and I don't love Caleb that way, let's just go with consensus. Guys, this is going to be a blood sport. It is why I am so authoritative that now you proved your concept of life here. It's go time, which means let's get after it.
Here's the other thing that I know people really don't give respect to. If the Vikings re-sign Cousins, they're going to be pretty good. They got weapons around him. Now, we'll see what they'll do on defense. Can they improve that?
Let me help you. No, I mean, to be fair, Flores with duct tape had that unit playing pretty good, and then the Nick Mullins thing
look, Aaron Glenn was maybe a notch above because he just brought the blitz late in the season and said, I don't have all the players, but I'll make it work.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's not like the Vikings are going, especially if they bring Cousins back. Like, this division is going to be a fun division.
Struggling with success. They're gonna learn the hard way. And it's going to suck because you and I are going to have to sit here and do the shows. Help me, what's happening? Oh, you mean the schedule got tougher?
I just missed the good old days. You mean last year?
My pet's head's falling off. 248.
Why do we suck so? Guys, it'll be okay.
248-539-9797. All right, good talk. FanDuel, listen, if you are new to this, with March Madness around the corner right now, new customers, $150 in bonus bets, any winning $5 wager. It's $150 if your bet wins, whether it's a quick bet, live SGP, exclusive prop. FanDuel.com/ticket. That's FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 and up, present Michigan. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117. I wanted to offer was Mikey V's surface level hockey takes, available for your grading. So we're going to go to my men in the streets, which is Rico and David, see what their grade on these takes are. And then we go to the Hockey Elite, the Oracle, our very own Pierre Maguire, Kennicott, and he will register a grade on my surface fringe sort of hockey guy takes. Because these are all Red Wing centric. I think I got a decent handle on this team. I think I got a decent handle where we're headed, what we need, what we got. Are we ready to play the game?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Oh, that's right. All right. Kenny, I want you to stay silent, show no emotion. Do not tip your hand if I say something that is disgusting, egregious, inaccurate, or downright stupid. Don't tip me off. David and Rico, We will have you give the first grade. Then we see if I graduate over to the Hockey Oracle. Are we ready?
Let's go.
5 bold takes from a fringe hockey guy. Take number 1. The Wings are becoming more than a playoff threat. They are a legitimate playoff team with a legitimate chance to win a playoff series. Part of it is learning how to win playoff-style hockey games. Rico Beard, grade this.
What am I giving, like an A, B, C?
Well, you're the professor.
Oh, no, I didn't know what type of grade. We went through that. No, Mike, I like this take. This is an A because you're right. They're winning games. And it's not just this winning streak, but of going in there and your stars are coming up and being stars. The people who you want to be the leaders of this team, you're seeing that. Kane with the overtime goal. Like, yes, this is it. DeBrincat with the goal that I still don't know how he made that goal.
Skill, magic, passion. David.
I'll give you a B+.
Okay. Not egregious as a fringe hockey guy.
No.
Now we go to the Oracle. Straight from Saskatoon. Kenny Cott, grade my fringe hockey take.
I grade this as a C. The reason I grade this as a C is because this is a team with ups and downs. You saw how bad they got when things got bad. You're seeing right now how things they are when they're good. Bunch of players on this team who have never even sniffed a playoff game. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't want to play them, but they could win. Would I predict it to happen? No, I would not.
ESPN National Hockey Night. Best open ever. All right. Fringe take number 2. Here we go.
David, we got to make sure we don't give out high grades because Kenny just shot us down.
No, this is what I wanted. We're in the streets. We're the fringe idiots. Kenny is the nuanced Hockey Hall of Fame creep with the white gloves that holds the Stanley Cup. Here we go. Trade deadline. I think I've identified something this team needs. They must acquire, for lack of a nuanced term, a defenseman who's kind of a scumbag. Or a physical, like a needler, if you will.
An enforcer.
Not quite that, because enforcer carries a negative connotation that they lack any skill.
But scumbag doesn't. Okay.
Right. Something for the second pairing on defense that when it gets tough and when every game's 2-1 or 3-2, if they can secure a little bit of defensive help that's got a little bite to it, a little edge to it, I think that could take them to another level. Let's start. David Hall, grade my fringe hockey take.
I know I probably should be careful here, but
I know
when Kane last night got hit, and Larkin all year has been getting beat up. So yeah, I'm with an A on this. Yeah,
Rika,
I want to say A, but I'm going to go B. But David, I went to the Oracle and we had this conversation, and he set me straight and said, no. They need to get someone on the defensive line and a tough guy, someone that you won't pick on the wings.
Maybe the term is grit. They need a gritty
grit
blue
guy.
line addition.
So I think the Oracle will back me up on this.
Kenny Cott from the Hockey Elite Update Desk.
Yeah, the Hockey Elite would call it a sandpaper guy. A sandpaper. He provides some grease for you. Wouldn't
that be grit?
Same thing. You wanted the hockey term. I gave you the hockey term. What do you want?
It's a sandpaper guy, eh?
That's right.
Go ahead.
I give this an A-, primarily because an NHL insider by the name of Jeff Merrick actually said this.
Who's Jeff Merrick?
NHL insider with Elliot Friedman. He does a lot of good work in the NHL. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not nuts for saying get me a scumbag.
That's from the inside of the NHL. A guy said that. So yes, you're bang on with this one.
Let's go. And you're not the creep with the white gloves. You're back. I don't like that guy. He scares me. All right, here we go. Fringe take number 3. Patrick Kane, not the Cat, will prove to be the most important addition for this team because it is Kane's leadership relationship on and off the ice with the Cat and veteran presence and experience that allows this team to take the forward step. I'm Ron Barr for EA Sports. Rico Beard.
No, I would say the other way around. I think DeBrincat, I look at Kane, and while I like what he's doing, it's still, you're wondering, man, will that injury come back to?
How dare you?
Okay.
David.
His experience is going to be huge.
The experience is good, but I think I think DeBrincat is the straw that's stirring the drink.
No, all right. I hate cats. I'm going with an A on this one. Kane's more important.
Tremendous. Let's go to the hockey elite. Ray Ferraro joining us.
So I give this one a B+. I'm pretty confident in Kane because he's just proven it game after game after game now. And did you see after he scored that goal the way the team rallied around him? They love this guy. He's
a leader.
He's a vibes guy.
You guys just don't like short people.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Fringe take number 4. Yzerman's hidden signings are way more important than any of us realized in the summer. That while DeBrincat and Kane have been the sizzle, the stake of balanced scoring, multiple threats on multiple lines who do it quietly, that is going to be this team's ultimate calling card and why they're so dangerous. Rico Beard.
Mike, I'm going to give that an A. He did. He moved in silence like the G in lasagna. All of a sudden, it was like, okay, yeah, these people, like you see the big names, but yeah, it's the other
balance.
Ones. Yeah.
David.
No, I'm still going B- here because I think it's Kane that brought that together and made everybody else important. So
we go to the hockey elite live from Yonge Street. What do you got for me?
I give this one an A++++++. Absolutely. The Red Wings have the most players with more than 10 goals. That means everybody in their lineup is scoring in all of
Fringe hockey fans rule.
A+++.
Yes. All right. I'm on a free roll. No matter how stupid this last take might be, I've graduated. Here we go. Number 5. The playoff style wins against Colorado and Chicago. What I mean is these lower scoring, tight checking, overtime games. Winning these games now, not only is something they couldn't do a month ago, 6 weeks ago, but it's a sign of real growth and why I believe the Red Wings will make the playoffs. They can win in multiple ways. They couldn't do it earlier in the year where they were 0-15 if they didn't get to at least 4 goals. Let's start out with David.
This is an honors class A. I am definitely with you on this. It is showing them what they need to do, and
That's
the
right.
grit is there. They can come back. I thought yesterday was a loss, and they found a way.
Rico Beard.
I'm going to give it a B. I agree. I like the fact that it's not, well, okay, we got to go out and score 4 goals in order to win. The fact that you were able to come back and take the game into overtime to win, but the overtimes aren't like playoff overtimes.
Don't
They're
let
3-on-3
facts get in the way of a great fringe take.
Okay.
Kenny Cott, hockey elite.
Yeah, this is an A++ for me also. And it's not because of, I mean, they did it against St. Louis, they did it against Chicago, 2 bad teams, but they did it against Colorado.
That's right.
A team with Stanley Cup aspirations. You need to win games like that against teams like that way. Absolutely.
People, here's the deal. 248-539-9797. The god of fringe hockey has spoken. Me. The hockey oracle, Kenneth Cott, a.k.a. Chicken Parm, a.k.a. Ray Ferraro, has spoken. Where do you grade these 5 bold fringe Wings takes after an unbelievable 3-game set here, 3-game run? We'll get to you guys next. 97.1. I wanted to offer was Mikey V's surface-level hockey takes available for your grading. So we're going to go to my men in the streets, which is Rico and David. See what their grade on these takes are. And then we go to the hockey elite, the oracle, our very own Pierre Maguire, Kenny Cott. And he will register a grade on my surface, fringe, sort of hockey guy takes. Because these are all Red Wing centric. I think I got a decent handle on this team. I think I got a decent handle where we're headed, what we need, what we got. Are we ready to play the game?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Oh, that's right. All right. Kenny, I want you to stay silent, show no emotion. Do not tip your hand if I say something that is disgusting, egregious, inaccurate, or downright stupid. Don't tip me off. David and Rico, we will have you give the first grade, then we see if I graduate over to the hockey oracle. Are we ready?
Let's go.
5 bold takes from a fringe hockey guy. Take number 1. The Wings are becoming more than a playoff threat. They are a legitimate playoff team with a legitimate chance to win a playoff series. Part of it is learning how to win playoff-style hockey games. Rico Beard, grade this.
What am I giving, like an A, B, C?
Well, you're the professor.
Oh, no, I didn't know what type of grade. If we went through there. No, Mike, I like this take. This is an A because you're right. They're winning games. And it's not just this winning streak, but of going in there and your stars are coming up and being stars. The people who you want to be the leaders of this team, you're seeing that. Kane with the overtime goal. Like, yes, this is it. DeBrincat with the goal that I still don't know how he made that goal.
Skill, magic, passion. David.
I'll give you a B+.
Okay. Not egregious as a fringe hockey guy.
No.
Now we go to the Oracle. Straight from Saskatoon. Kenny Cott, grade my fringe hockey take.
I grade this as a C. The reason I grade this as a C is because this is a team with ups and downs. You saw how bad they got when things got bad. You're seeing right now how things they are when they're good. Bunch of players on this team who have never even sniffed a playoff game. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't want to play them, but they could win. Would I predict it to happen? No, I would not.
ESPN National Hockey Night.
Thank you, Kat.
Best open
Elevate your
ever.
driving experience at Moran Buick GMC.
Take fringe take number 2. Here we go.
Cab elevation 2.7.
David, we got to make sure we don't give out high grades. Kenny just shot us
Wow.
down.
This is what I wanted. We're in the streets. We're the fringe idiots. Kenny is the nuanced Hockey Hall of Fame creep with the white gloves that holds the Stanley Cup.
Also,
here we go.
With MoranExpress.com.
Trade deadline. I think I've identified something this team needs. They must acquire.
Just take.
For lack of a nuanced term, a defenseman who's kind of a scumbag.
Yes,
or a physical, like a needler, if you will.
An enforcer.
Not quite that, because enforcer carries a negative connotation that they lack any skill.
But scumbag doesn't. Okay.
Right. I just, something for the second pairing on defense. Hey, so I know we just hit the wings, and I'm going to get back into it. If you're looking for Rico slandering Tom Izzo, I'm kidding. But Rico with a bold take on Izzo, Odyssey.com Rewind. We also covered a little bit of the baseball free agency and Brad Holmes. All available on the Rewind. We'll get into the wings in a second, but I wanted to update you guys with something. Before we did the In the Streets Hockey Elite deal, we were just talking about how I think Lions fans are getting high on their own supply a little bit. Right. And in this division, and you mentioned the Vikings signing Kirk Cousins. Well, how about this report from Pro Football Talk today? Have you seen this?
No.
Vikings have engaged already once at the Senior Bowl. And apparently it's going to be a point of conversation this week that the Vikings have engaged the New England Patriots about moving up to 3. Now, first of all, the odds of it happening aren't great. I don't care. It's great fodder. I love this stuff. But so this, do you know who the GM?
What that means?
Do you know who the GM in Minnesota is right now?
No.
It's Ron Wolf's kid. Oh. Elliot Wolf. Ron Wolf, the legendary GM of the Pack. So he's calling the shots. He has carte blanche. Very Scott Harris-esque. Do you know what it would cost the Vikings to move up to number 3?
Are you throwing Cousins in there?
No.
No.
It would tell him.
It would probably cost you a number 1 this year, a number 1 next year, and maybe even a number 2 in one of those years.
3 firsts minimum.
Okay.
But interesting if you're a Lions fan, because again, what if that means Jaden Daniels is in the division? On the fast track, indoors with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Oh, and TJ Hawkinson.
See, but you mentioned Justin Jefferson. There's also
Justin wants to pick
I don't know
the
how much you want to believe it, but there's also rumors out there that they might trade him.
Yeah, but guess what? What's the best way to keep him happy?
Get him a quarterback that
Where
he
Jaden
likes.
Daniels go to school?
I see what you're doing.
I was actually thinking he's attached to the trade to get the 3rd pick.
No way. Oh, by the way, the Patriots have about $90 million in cap.
See, I thought you were going to say they throw Cousins and 2 first-rounders.
Nope. I thought it was interesting. We told you, the Combine, you're going to get stuff like this all week. It's a ton of fun. I'm praying we get something for the Lions.
So you could have Caleb and Daniels in the division.
Right, but you just roll on thinking you're just going to win this thing and
to
continue.
go along with Jordan Love.
Yep. You're just going to draft, develop, and sign.
Come on, you know what happens if that's the case. Well, everybody else has a mobile QB. How come we don't?
Bro, the mind bleep of what could go on could be electric.
See, I thought you were going to give me the other breaking news.
What's that?
That UMass has now entered the MAC.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
UMass is now a MAC school.
The Minutemen.
Yes.
They're in the
Marcus Camby.
They're in the Lou Rowe.
Yeah. Oh.
They're in the
What you know about Lou Rowe?
I just know it's the greatest press conference ever when John Chaney said,
They'll
"I'm going to
kill you."
kick your ass."
Yes.
Wait, so they're out of the A-10?
They are now a MAC school. You can see them
No.
at Eastern.
Even in basketball?
Maction.
In basketball. Yeah.
All
It's the
sports.
death of their program. That's
All
terrible.
sports.
You know who the coach at UMass is?
Who?
Come on.
Football or basketball?
Man, come on. Basketball. Think guy who went on a Final Four, guy with a wicked temper, and a guy at one point, when he would get upset, people compared me to him.
Oh, the South Carolina old coach?
Nailed it. What is it, Frank, or what the hell's his name? He used to coach K-State.
Yeah.
But now he's bald. I guess he's I don't know
Frank
what happened.
Martin?
Yeah.
Is that his name? Frank
Yes.
Martin?
Oh, man. UMass and the MAC?
They're in the MAC.
That's terrible.
They can play at the MAC
Convocation
championship.
Center, huh?
Or MAC championship in football.
Yeah, I'm sorry that the Vikings may be trading up for a QB. Trumped UMass to the MAC. my bad.
I thought that's where you were going to be funny.
I
but
lost
no.
my damn mind if I led with that.
The Vikings trading up.
Could be interesting. And again, it's
That would be very interesting.
Pro Football Talk report, because if you're a Lions fan, you'd be facing, as Rico said it, Caleb Williams, presumably Jaden Daniels, and Jordan Love.
And here's the problem. David, what has been the one thing that the Lions have never been able to contain?
Mobile quarterbacks.
There it is. because people always got angry at me like, well, why aren't you picking us? Because you're going up against a mobile QB. Well, Geno Smith is not that mobile.
Oh,
Geno
boy.
Smith keeps
So they wouldn't be 5-1 in the division anymore, is what you're saying.
No.
I'm just saying, I don't take anything for granted in the NFL. David, go ahead and take a text.
That
Just wanted to
would
pass.
be-
See, I wonder how many. You know there is going to be a blockbuster trade for at least one or two of the top 3 picks. It's just I'm always leery about the trades you hear because it's never those.
I need J.J. McCarthy's stock to get high enough that somebody wants the Giants pick at 6. Please.
Oh, and you just trade down.
Please, God.
Well, you may be trading to 8 because Atlanta.
I'm in.
No, but I think Atlanta's going to go after Fields.
I don't care. I want to trade football teams. That's really where I'm at. David, go ahead.
It could be worse.
What?
You could be the Jets. Mike,
I know.
listening to more and more reports, I now understand why you have no respect for this team.
I told you. They're the loser little bro who can't get his life together.
They
or
have
in
no
your
offense-
world, Uncle Cletus or whatever his name was.
They have no offensive line.
No.
And their biggest concern, can they get Devontae Adams?
That's right. I know.
Are you serious?
You just hate to see it.
Right. It's a homeless guy sitting up trying to buy a couch. You don't have a home. But this couch is leather.
Rico
Don't
wins.
have a home.
They also have players that can't protect their accounts. Did you see Sauce Gardner over the weekend?
Oh, no.
What
He
happened?
got hacked on Snapchat, so they're seeing
All right, English, please. What the hell does that even mean?
Snapchat. That's a social media.
I didn't know that was
thing.
I
still
know
a
it's a
thing.
That
social
friend.
media, but what does a hacking
Somebody took over his
of the
account.
They took
Snapchat
over his
mean?
account. What
They
do you
took
mean?
over the
Everyone knows
account.
what hacking means.
They took over the
Right.
account.
Okay, so does it mean people get to type things?
They can do whatever they want to his account. They have control over his account. They can see all his pictures.
Wait a minute, Kenny's laughing.
I'm so confused right now.
Is this like a
They
photo?
get to type things? What does it mean?
Wait, how does that work? Do they get a
Is it
typewriter
on the
out?
phone?
Is it on the line?
I thought you would just know this.
No, I'm
Yes.
saying like certain social platforms or video specific or picture specific. Like,
Well, this one, how Snapchat works is you can send things. It'll be gone within maybe a minute or whatever, but sometimes you can send salacious things because you know it's going to be gone.
oh no, did Sauce get saucy?
I don't know if nothing's been leaked yet, but
Oh, Rico, you better call the family. We got a problem.
he went on Twitter and was like, or X, and was like, guys, my account's been taken over.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Fun weekend there.
Jets, they're in midseason form, baby.
I now understand. This is why Mike doesn't respect this team.
Thank you. It only took, I don't know.
As bad as the Giants are,
At least we have some shred of dignity.
like, what are you doing? It's like, Jets, I like your helmets. I like, what's going on here? I want to root for you. Nope.
All right. Let's talk about our world-class playoff-bound hockey team. Because I want people to tell me if they're willing to move the goalposts a little bit. I'll set the scene. You tell me what's fair and not, and the Hockey Oracle will play along. Yes.
And coming up, I will give you the name that I've come up with for the Red Wings.
Oh, Kenny Sandpaper Cott. Okay. Can't wait. We'll do it all next. 97.1. All right, it's 5 o'clock. Odyssey.com rewind. You missed anything on the docket. We've covered it all. A little bit of baseball free agency, how it impacts the Tigers, and really how you view the offseason. Some Red Wings, which we're going to do a little more of now. Lions with Brad Holmes. Morning Show interviewed him today. Nice job by the fellas. It's all, oh, and Tom Izzo's baked per Rico beer. So, look, let's dive into the hockey. And before we get Kenny Cott's sandpaper selection, listen, I just want to know if the past 3 games, the past 5 days, have just, in rapid fire, changed your outlook. And we talked about last week when we kicked off the playoff drive. We were a 3-car flag show. We thought they could make the playoffs. We were excited to be on a drive. 4 was, you're going to the playoffs. And 5 is, no, we're going and we're going to do damage. We're going to beat somebody. I'll just tell you, if they've learned how to win playoff-style games, 2-1 against Colorado, 3-2 in a far-from work of art against Chicago, and again, storybook with Kane. Guys, if they've learned how to win multiple ways, the goaltending has sorted itself out with health and Lions stepping up. You know what you need, which is a second pairing defenseman, I think, who has to be physical and kind of a scumbag, or as Kenny says, sandpaper. But yeah, I've elevated how I feel about it. I mean, it's not easy to just string wins together, and they're learning on the fly. And Rico, I'm ready to go to a 4. You're making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're 8 points up on New Jersey, and by the way, 4 points back of the Leafs. Nobody likes to choke like the Leafs.
You're right there.
Oh. Ooh.
I thought Kenny was making that stuff. Him and Rieger were making it up until I was like, wow. This would be very disheartening if you were truly a Leafs fan. Like, why would you even follow hockey? You must hate yourself.
The Leafs haven't won a Stanley Cup in the 4-round system of playoff hockey. It was like 2 rounds when they won.
And again, the Leafs are the equivalent of the New York Yankees. It's Canada's most Americanized city. It's the biggest city. It's got the most money. They always have high-priced players. They always have money to burn.
See, I thought
they can't get it done.
I thought they were the Dallas Cowboys.
That's fine. Sure. Both
It's
of them
always
suck.
their year.
Yes. And you love seeing them fail.
But here's what I like about the Wings. They're winning games, low-scoring games, overtime games that they have to come back to get. Whereas earlier in the year, they were winning, but it was just like feast or famine. It was like you were winning 8-6. That's not playoff hockey. 2-1.
It's fun.
Right.
But it's not playoff hockey.
2-1, 3-2. Nerve-wracking, but that's what playoff hockey's about. Rarely do you get that game where it's just like, wow, this looks like the All-Star game.
248-539-9797. Ken, are you ready to move the goalpost? Did this weekend do it for you?
Yeah, I was originally at the 3-car flag mark. Now I'm at the 4. Now I'm ready to start moving, pending what they do with the trade deadline.
If they buy at the deadline, you're going to be a 5.
Yes.
And we know where that 5th flag
I'll
is going to
definitely be a
emanate
4.
from. That's
So I was going to ask Kenny what gets you to the 5, but that gets you to the 5.
if they buy at the deadline. And I don't know that this team's given Yzerman a choice, and that's a positive. They're playing so well. I still, as a part of my fringe-tastic hockey takes, I think Patrick Kane's role in all of this is undeniable, not because of the goal yesterday, but it's that he's ignited them. He's a veteran presence. He's got the experience. He's still showing to be a frontline player, even though Kenny slandered him when they signed him.
Yeah.
I feel like it's happening right in front of our eyes. I don't think it's good enough to take the air and just be like, well, golly gee, let's just see how it plays out respectively. It's happening. They're going to the playoffs. And I don't think anyone's going to be too amped to see them. Their balanced scoring, the frontline guys they have, and truthfully, if they can just add something of note on the blue line, because you know they're going to bring up Evanson later in the year, and they won't blow the contract and the whole bit. It's almost like you traded for 2 guys. Mm-hmm. I feel like they have a real opportunity to get better.
Nice little winning streak. No, I can see this going.
Come on.
I'm at a 4. After this weekend, I was 3. Yeah, I think they're going to make the playoffs. Now, what will they do?
Man, you shaking your head. You're wearing a Red Wings hat. How dare
I'm
you?
at a 5. That's why I'm wearing the hat.
Oh, boy.
Here's why. This team can be very dangerous in the playoffs. We saw it against the Avalanche. That is a playoff team. That is a team that is fighting for the Stanley Cup right now. I'm at a 5. They are very dangerous, and they're still learning. That's the thing. They're going to gain more and more experience as you get into the playoffs. They win that first series. Oh, yeah. I'm at a 5.
Okay. I'm at a 4. David's at a 5. Kenny needs a trade, and he'll be at a 5.
And that's fine. I'd like to know what it's going to take for you to believe that this team is absolutely going to the playoffs. If you're the hockey elite, dial in.
Because, yeah, I agree with David. It seems like more and more, almost like Patrick Kane is trusting the hip and the injury, and he's just going back to being a player. And, yeah, he's going out there scoring the point, as Kenny said, almost a point a game. So, yeah, I think that they are getting better progressively. I'm not at a 5 yet.
Okay. And you don't have to be.
But I'm at a 4. I think they're in. At this point, give me a close series. Even if you lose it, I'm okay because that's a building block. It's not like the Lions where you needed a playoff victory to end a curse. Just getting into the playoffs, I think, is the first step.
David, what do we got on the ticket text? We'll get to the callers in a moment.
Here's one thing, and this is why I'm at a 5, because I believe they can be dangerous here. It's because all I hear about is puck luck. That's all I hear about is when you get in the playoffs, puck luck. And what did Seattle do last year? They just continued to win, kept going round to
Upset
round
Colorado.
to round.
I know.
And that's what I'm saying.
The
So why
hockey
can't it be us?
playoffs, the hockey playoffs
money-
present an opportunity like no other sport. You can be.
Well, heck, the Brinkets' goal was puck luck. Lost
How
money.
dare you?
It was. Because Kenny told me, I'm like, Kenny, should I put some money on the Kraken? No, you'd be wasting your money. At the beginning. You remember that? Yeah. I was like,
What is this, Kenny's ice cold takes? I mean, give the guy a break. He can't get everything right. He's our hockey
I
maven.
got to brink it here, damn it.
That's right.
No, Kenny and I, we would have Kraken, talk Kraken last year. So
I know. Okay. David, ticket text.
Nate from Clawson says, we are going to the playoffs, and we will take the first series to a Game 7, which we will win, bouncing round 2, winning the Cup next year.
All right. Oh, okay. There's a lot of projection going on there on February 26th.
Six Flags.
That's a 6 flag.
Jacob from Detroit.
I'll leave that alone where the 6th one ends up. I don't know. It's like you don't go full plaid. You don't go to 6 Flag. Excitement.
It truly will be an amusement park. Go ahead, David.
Well, speaking of flags, someone says, calm down with the car flag talk. Let's recall last year, the dumpster fire to the end of the year once the car flag talk started.
Look, they weren't ready. They were in the playoffs for 18 hours.
Hold on.
Then they got murdered by Ottawa.
No. But we started the car flag, and then it ended. It was grand opening, grand closing. We started the car flag last week.
Right.
And then look at what they did over the weekend.
There was never a moment in last season where they had advantage, both in games in hand or points, on anybody. They just got in the standings. They printed the paper. And by the time it got delivered the next day, they got beat 6-1. They're 8 points up on Jersey. They got 2 games in hand on Tampa. They're 4 back of the Maple Leafs. Why can't we have fun?
Kane shows what Larkin can do with elite players around him. He was really good alone, and now he's proven to be a real 1C.
Yeah, getting help has helped him. It's weird. It's almost like my take with the Tigers, where good veteran leadership who produces can help your young players. Oh, my bad. Matt Canna. Mark Canna. Bob Canna. Don't care.
Canada Dry.
Yeah, don't care.
I seem to remember that Kenny, the hockey genius, said Kane wasn't going to do anything.
Okay.
Some
Guys. We're not doing this. We are not doing this.
Fight.
Okay?
I love when the hockey people attack Kenny. This is great.
No, I'm going to stand up for Kenny. Let me be the sandpaper, okay? No, we're not doing this to Kenny. He was a little worried about the hip. Didn't know if it was going to work out that way, but he did say, if it does, you'll look like a genius. And it's working. So there you go, Kenny.
Someone does want to ask you, Kenny, Is it too early to order an octopus from my local fish store for the playoffs?
Well, I don't know how well octopi keep. I would wait until a little bit closer, but in principle, I like the idea.
Yeah, can't you just buy a stuffed animal and throw it on the ice?
throw that.
You don't want to go through the effort of what it takes to bring one of those to a game.
Like somebody brought that into the like who does that?
But you know where that thing goes, right?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Also, like why?
I mean, you got to throw away your pants. There's just no other way
They
around
had
it.
2 guys in Chicago doing
Yes,
that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, whoa. Where are you putting that? Nope. No, you can do it. Like,
I don't care how much baggies you put around it or whatever. Like, that thing stinks.
do you take a photo of yourself throwing it on the ice? Like, no. That makes
Kenny,
no sense.
if we could set it up, would you like to throw one on the ice?
Absolutely. It would be an honor to throw
Really?
one on
So
there.
this is something you fantasized about.
I don't know about fantasy.
Is there an etiquette to getting it? Like, do you cook it first, or you just
See, that I don't know. I haven't put the research in.
I don't know. I mean, you've talked to people who have brought one, or it's a process, and I'm like, I don't. Kenny, let me ask you this question: what if we could set this up for the stretch drive? Would you be willing to attempt to do this on behalf of the show?
Yes. Without question.
Okay.
All right, I'll procure the seafood. We'll get that part done.
No, you'll
I'll
procure
procure the
seafood.
tickets. What I ain't doing is duct taping that octopus to your ass or whatever you're doing to bring that thing in the game. You are on your own, pal.
Is it? Do you?
Rico, tape him up.
No.
Yeah, I'm out.
Now, you know what? Here, the best. I got a staple gun. That's about it.
I'll give Nope. I'll get Roberto to do it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, my God.
Nail gun. That's it.
After listening to the WWJ's news, it would fit right in. Local radio host Kenneth Cott in the ICU with a punctured chandelier.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? If you did that, you would make the morning news.
Yeah, I think I'm good on that.
Here's
I'll
Heather
tell
with the
you.
news. Kenny Cott.
Oh, yeah.
Phone screener.
Heather's news is something else. They interview Brett Holmes. They're all having a good time. Heather with the news. 11-year-old dead in Detroit, shot in the face. I'm like, oh. What happened here?
And here's Heather with obituary.
Right, Jim just got done busting John's balls. Over to Heather. Severed baby's head used for soccer match in Argentina.
No. It's the news story, but it's afterwards where she like looks at the guys and they're like, thoughts and prayers. What else you got?
All of a sudden they pan over to John's chair and it's empty.
Right. Nope.
And he's out.
Nope. Not
What are
doing
you
this.
supposed to say?
Right.
She puts him in some tough spots. That's all I'll tell you.
And I feel sorry for like.
Elderly couple murdered by chainsaw. I'm like, weren't we just talking about the Pistons? All right. We'll get to the callers. This is exciting. A little hockey in the 5 p.m. 248-539-9797. Here's Rico.
Let's talk about the Chevy dealer in the area leading the way. It's Hamilton Chevrolet in Warren. Rev up your drive with unbeatable deals at Hamilton. Andrew and the sales staff want to be your Chevy dealer, and it's time to hit the road in style. Hamilton is your go-to destination for top-notch vehicles and sleek savings. Powerful cars ready to conquer the roads, and Hamilton Chevy has all of them for you, from fuel-efficient compacts to rugged SUVs. Heck, the summer will be here soon. They even got convertibles. They got wheels to match your lifestyle. And with Hamilton, you know you're getting excellent. It's not just about selling cars. It's about delivering an unmatched driving experience. They're more than just a dealership. It's a commitment to quality and customer satisfaction. And right now, take advantage of the February Rico deal. You still got a few days left on this. A 2024 Chevy Blazer LT for $269 a month for 24 months. Yes, $269 a month for 24 months. You walk in with $995 down. You drive away with 10,000 miles a year. The best deals are found at 14 Mile and Mound. Go and see my guys at Hamilton Chevrolet for details. Visit HamiltonChevy.com. Together, let's ride.
Hi there, everybody. In an instant, an auto accident can put you in the worst financial position of your life. You must hire the right lawyer who will make sure the insurance companies pay what they owe you. Injury attorney David Feminini and his team have been making insurance companies pay for almost 30 years. They can help you with your case. David is ready to speak to you personally right now. If you call 855-65-CRASH or go to the website, getdavid.getpaid.com. All right, straight to the hockey elite. We go to a man I know as Garrett, but Kenny has demanded an intro. He wants to be ID'd as the Colo. We go to Garrett. How are you?
Mikey, that's Kenny and I run back a long time. So yes, that's very fitting from another hockey elite himself, Kenneth and Cott.
That's right, Sandpaper Cott. So what do you got, Garrett?
Cott. Hey, so I've been listening to your takes. I was actually out of town all week in a wedding in Phoenix. By the way, love that place. Anyways, long story short, I think you're on the money with where this team is at, but I kind of want to caution some people on adding at the deadline. I think it sounds good in theory, and in practice it may not be so much. I think Edvinson's going to be a nice piece, and I think he's, in terms of a defensive piece, I think that's fine. I think that's going to be the piece that they might need. Now, he's not that sandpaper, gritty, shut down meat and potatoes defenseman you want on the back end, but he's also going to be better than a guy out there who they're linked to. And yeah, I'm going to nerd out on you, Mike, so I do apologize. But I know Noah Hannafin, who's a younger player, he's in his late 20s, and he's kind of a two-way guy, bigger dude, plays real well, skates well. So I think they're similar in stature. Now, I'll say this. I think if you can add somebody up front, maybe someone to fill in that left side, that's probably a little bit more where I'm leaning towards. But the issue I have is then you're going to have teams calling about a Jonathan Berggren. You're going to have teams calling about a Marco Kasper, a Standing Pellica, a Sebastian Costa. And I'm not sure you want to really give up for the rental market right now, which, a couple trades have happened. The prices have been exorbitantly high. I'm not sure I want to give up that much for a rental.
So
now, if it's a guy with term.
That's what I was just going to say to you. Garrett, so I'm with you in that the rental game, unless somebody wants to take something I've deemed non-essential, that's different. You are in a process where you want players with term. You're willing to pay more to get more because you're about to start your playoff window. So you're okay with that.
You also have to consider this, too, because you're right on that. But you also have to consider that this offseason is still going to be very critical. In the simple fact, you are going to have to pay Raymond and Sider, so that factors into it. Now, yes, again, the cap goes up. But you are right. You're entering your playoff window, and I think it's the matter of how much term does Yzerman want to give. Yzerman doesn't give more than 4 or 5 years on term there, Mike. You know that.
No. Well, and I will tell you this, Garrett, because Kenny refuses to speak to you. He has such a disagreement with your Hannafin take. That is like his guy. He's been pimping it all day. Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Well, he's actually giving you the one-finger salute.
Unbelievable. Wouldn't even take the microphone.
Next time I see him at the bar, I'm just going to kick the feet out from underneath him. That's fine.
I would appreciate that on a personal level, Garrett. Appreciate you dialing in. And again, I'm not going to kick and scream and go nuts about the deadline. If they are, like, let's say they go to Washington and blast them and the Caps are wholly average. They're going to be putting Yzerman in a really weird spot that maybe, just maybe, they have outdone his expectations. Mm-hmm. And you start to look at it and go, now we're 2 points from the Leafs. Yeah. Now, it gets interesting.
Where you move his goalpost, and he's thinking, well, I thought maybe we'd be making these moves next year, but our window may be opening sooner
there's
than
one non-starter in there. You can't trade the Italian goalie. Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it is my dream. I want a Tommy Cutlets in Detroit. That's Sebastian Costa. That's the Italian kid, even though he's from Canada.
Who's his agent?
I think he's Canadian.
No, he's Italian in my world.
You're right.
Who's his agent?
Sebastian, he has to be.
So you can be named Sebastian to be Italian.
No, I'm saying
not all of us are Mike, Dominic, Anthony, and Paulie. Okay, come on.
There's another name.
Right, exactly.
We just saw a Tommy.
By the way, did you see the sighting?
The agent?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why I said, who's this goalie's agent?
He was at St. John's Creighton in that ridiculous leprechaun jacket, only to be outdone by Patino in the all-white suit with the white shoes.
He went full Mr. Rourke.
He did it again.
No.
He told the players he didn't want to do it. He's like, no, that was a Louisville thing. They're like, no, you have to. So late stage, he bribed his tailor to get it done because Big Game Rick would wear the all-whites.
Yes. I remember.
Look, he may be a total scumbag, but I love him in college basketball because it's content.
Now, I'm going to make you go way back, Mike, but back when State was good. Remember when they beat him in the all-white?
Yeah, they took him apart in
Indy.
09.
Yeah.
Oh, how could I forget? That's when we had a real program.
That's what did I just say?
I know. Those are the
Right, but
I'm going to sound like Edith Bunker.
And they
Those were the days.
I think they were the number 1 overall seed as well, and he
In a
broke
hit
out
parade.
because like everybody in the crowd was wearing the white suits. That was like the thing for all the Louisville fans.
Want to be depressed? That was 15 years ago.
You ain't lying. Kalen Lucas defeats Kansas on a leaner, followed by they beat Louisville.
Can we just let it go? 15 years ago.
Would you like the player that I'm bringing to the Red Wings? That I'm single-handedly.
This is going to be the king of sandpaper and slime.
Oh, yeah.
Grit on the back end. Go ahead.
Not because he looks like he could be my cousin, a distant cousin of sorts.
This dude rocks a beard?
Oh, yeah.
And
his name is Radko Gudas. If you search Gudas, G-U-D-A-S, Wall, W-O-L-L, you'll see why. This guy got a goal was scored. G-U-D-A-S, W-O-L-L. This guy scores a goal, gets right in this goalie's face. It was the best. It was in the playoffs.
Now, hold on. Are we taking him because he's an action movie hero, or is this an actual fit that I need to
No, it's an actual fit because
Wow.
basically every whistle, he's after somebody.
Okay.
It's amazing.
He's Kenny.
Who? Well, sober.
No.
Who is?
He's Kenny.
Oh my God!
He's
Told you he
Kenny.
could be my cousin.
He's Kenny.
There's no Photoshop needed. No. You're Roslov Gudas, or what's
That's
his
right.
real name?
Radko Gudas.
Radko Gudas?
Yes.
Okay, timeout. Is he actually available?
Yeah, he's on Anaheim, who stink, and he's probably going to be moved at the end of the trade deadline.
What's the term? Rental?
I'm not sure. That I'd have to look up.
Look it up.
Kenny
I
has
just-
better hair. That's about
Wait a
it.
minute. We can get Kenny Cott on the Wings, second defenseman pairing.
Yeah.
Imagine that picture.
Would you get a Gudas jersey?
Kenny, don't you understand we would call the Wings and set up a meet and greet for you? It would be the Gudas twins.
Wait, wear a Gudas jersey and
Yes.
walk around LCA.
I don't think
Who's-
people would feel like he's
That-
off the. What's he doing?
Then Doug and Scott could do a what's your favorite
Right.
Gudas?
Right.
And it would be both of you.
Oh, would you eat that? Would you eat that Gouda?
Okay. I think
So Gudas has 2 years remaining on his deal. After this, $8 million total.
No. But here's the thing: we can get Kenny, like the guy who looks like Klay Thompson, and he made his way all the way to the court.
Oh my God.
Right, he was warming up with the team before security was like, wait a minute, wait. Kenny, bring your skates.
This guy looks so mean.
He's very
He
mean.
looks so angry at everything.
He plays like it. He skates like he's angry at the ice.
Radko Gudas is every Spartan fan on third down.
Very
Did-
sandpapery.
This dude.
He reeks of sandpaper, dude. I'm telling you.
Dude, he looks so mad
No.
at
In the
everybody.
playoffs, he's a force.
That look is, what do you mean Booker's not going back in the game?
Did you look up the goalie picture that I'm talking about?
What?
You know what, Kenny? I figured it out. We trade for Gudas, and he moonlights as an Izzo assistant. And then anytime Tom does something reprehensible, Gudas just death stares down at him.
No, you will not.
No, Maddie. No,
Okay. I don't really know a lot about this guy as fringe hockey
but
guy.
I want him here.
I want him based on looks
That's
alone.
right. That's right.
I need that guy in the winged wheel. He
But
just looks angry.
We saw him in Florida in a power play in a playoff series. He was just physical and mean and gritty and sandpaper. He had sandpaper all over him. He's a perfect fit.
Wait, what did Roberto just say? Because I'm pretty sure I heard the first two words before David dropped it.
Right, all of a sudden I just heard a click. Nope.
Yeah, you know it's bad. Kenny shaking his head, won't even. Kenny laughs at everything, won't partake.
They won't even turn around.
Kenny, here's what I want from you. Can you just find for me any literature suggesting that Radko Gudas is available?
He is.
Okay, no.
I think it's been reported on.
Has he been linked to the
This
Wings?
looks like a
I haven't.
mugshot.
That I have not seen.
He looks like one of your Marvel characters.
Here's your mugshot right here.
Dude, look at that.
He looks like someone that would go against Thor.
Dude, that would be the official player of this show.
Right.
We could start a section, Gudis' Goons. We're in. Remember we were going to do the Power Hour for Owen Power? Buy your ticket, you get all the beer you can handle. This is exciting.
I like this.
Kenny,
He does.
come on. Gudis, Evanson, second pairing.
Could you imagine that? If anybody tries to rough up Evanson too much, you just got Gudis.
Somebody
Gudis
goes
in
after
there.
Larkin, you just got Gudis.
Wait. Gudis is on this team? Never mind. We good.
Well, does it
We
help?
good.
When he was a free agent this past offseason, he wanted nothing to do with Canadian teams. So does that help a little bit?
Good for him.
Nobody likes Canadian teams.
What's a
by the
guy
way.
from the Czech Republic's problem with Canada? Canadians are the nicest people on the planet.
We're close to Canada, but no, we're not Canada. Proven fact.
So hold on. He's played for the Lightning, the Flyers, and now he's with Anaheim.
He played with the Panthers, and now he's with Anaheim, who stinks, and would probably be willing to deal him.
David, we're going to need your help.
Yeah.
Now you see why I picked him.
Get that Gudis. Let's go. All right, Hungry Howie. What's better than Gudis on the blue line of Hungry Howie's pizza? Why? The pizza won't punch you in the face.
And I would eat that.
Starting today until Leap Day, get a large one-topping pizza for 29 cents when you buy a large pizza at regular price. So you can order a large Howie special and get a one-topping pepperoni for 29 cents more. Or, this is a Kenny right here, a chicken bacon ranch pizza and get a one-topping sausage for 29 cents today through the 29th. Order at hungryhowies.com or download the Hungry Howie's app and start earning rewards today. I wanted to offer was Mikey V's surface level hockey takes available for your grading. So we're going to go to my men in the streets, which is Rico and David, see what their grade on these takes are. And then we go to the Hockey Elite, the Oracle, our very own Pierre Maguire, Kenny Cott, and he will register a grade on my surface fringe sort of hockey guy takes. Because these are all Red Wing centric. I think I got a decent handle on this team. I think I got a decent handle where we're headed, what we need, what we got. Are we ready to play the game?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Oh, that's right. All right. Kenny, I want you to stay silent, show no emotion. Do not tip your hand if I say something that is disgusting, egregious, inaccurate, or downright stupid. Don't tip me off. David and Rico, we will have you give the first grade, then we see if I graduate over to the Hockey Oracle. Are we ready?
Let's go.
5 bold takes from a fringe hockey guy. Take number 1. The Wings are becoming more than a playoff threat. They are a legitimate playoff team with a legitimate chance to win a playoff series. Part of it is learning how to win playoff-style hockey games. Rico Beard, grade this.
What am I giving, like an A, B, C?
Well, you're the professor.
Oh, no, I didn't know what type of grade. We went through. No, Mike, I like this take. This is an A because you're right. They're winning games. And it's not just this winning streak, but of going in there and your stars are coming up and being stars. The people who you want to be the leaders of this team, you're seeing that. Kane with the overtime goal, like, yes, this is it. DeBrincat with the goal that I still don't know how he made that goal.
Skill, magic, passion. David.
I'll give you a B+.
Okay. Not egregious as a fringe hockey guy.
No.
Now we go to the Oracle. Straight from Saskatoon. Kenny Cott, grade my fringe hockey take.
I grade this as a C. The reason I grade this as a C is because this is a team with ups and downs. You saw how bad they got when things got bad. You're seeing right now how things they are when they're good. Bunch of players on this team who have never even sniffed a playoff game. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't want to play them, but they could win. Would I predict it to happen? No, I would not.
ESPN National Hockey Night. Best open ever. All right. Fringe take number 2. Here we go.
David, we got to make sure we don't give out high grades because Kenny just shot us down.
No, this is what I wanted. We're in the streets. We're the fringe idiots. Kenny is the nuanced Hockey Hall of Fame creep with the white gloves that holds the Stanley Cup. Here we go. Trade deadline. I think I've identified something this team needs. They must acquire, for lack of a nuanced term, a defenseman who's kind of a scumbag. Or a physical, like a needler, if you will.
An enforcer.
Not quite that, because enforcer carries a negative connotation that they lack any skill.
But scumbag doesn't. Okay.
Right. Something for the second pairing on defense that when it gets tough and when every game's 2-1 or 3-2, if they can secure a little bit of defensive help that's got a little bite to it, a little edge to it, I think that could take them to another level. Let's start David Hall. Grade my fringe hockey take.
I know I probably should be careful here, but
I know.
When Kane last night got hit, and Larkin all year has been getting beat up. So, yeah, I'm with an A on this. Yeah.
Rico.
I want to say A, but I'm going to go B. But, David, I went to the Oracle, and we had this conversation, and he set me straight and said, no. They need to get someone on the defensive line and a tough guy, someone that you won't pick on the wings.
Maybe the term is grit. They need a gritty blue
guy.
line addition.
So I think the Oracle will back me up on this.
Kenny Cott from the Hockey Elite Update Desk.
Yeah, the Hockey Elite would call it a sandpaper guy. A sandpaper. He provides some grease for you. Wouldn't
that be grit?
Same thing. You wanted the hockey term. I gave you the hockey term. What do you want?
It's a sandpaper guy, eh?
That's right.
Go ahead.
I give this an A-, primarily because an NHL insider by the name of Jeff Merrick actually said this.
Who's Jeff Merrick?
NHL insider with Elliot Friedman. He does a lot of good work in the NHL. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not nuts for saying get me a scumbag.
That's from the inside of the NHL. A guy said that. So, yes, you're bang on with this one.
Let's go. And you're not the creep with the white gloves. You're back. I don't like that guy. He scares me. All right, here we go. Fringe take number 3. Patrick Kane, not the Cat, will prove to be the most important addition for this team because it is Kane's leadership relationship on and off the ice with the Cat and veteran presence and experience that allows this team to take the forward step. I'm Ron Barr for EA Sports. Rico Beard.
No, I would say the other way around. I think DeBrincat, I look at Kane, and while I like what he's doing, it's still, you're wondering, man, will that injury come back to?
How dare you?
Okay.
David.
His experience is going to be huge.
The experience is good, but I think I think DeBrincat is the straw that's stirring the drink.
No,
all right.
I hate cats. I'm going with an A on this one. Kane's more important.
Tremendous. Let's go to the Hockey Elite. Ray Ferraro joining us.
So I give this one a B+. I'm pretty confident in Kane because he's just proven it game after game after game now. And did you see after he scored that goal the way the team rallied around him? They love this guy.
You know what?
He's a leader.
He's a vibes guy.
You guys just don't like short people.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Fringe take number 4. Yzerman's hidden signings are way more important than any of us realized in the summer. That while DeBrincat and Kane have been the sizzle, the stake of balanced scoring, multiple threats on multiple lines who do it quietly, That is going to be this team's ultimate calling card and why they're so dangerous. Rico Beard.
Mike, I'm going to give that an A. He did. He moved in silence like the G in lasagna. All of a sudden, it was like, okay, yeah, these people, like you see the big names, but yeah, it's the other
balance.
Ones. Yeah.
David.
No, I'm still going B- here because I think it's Kane that brought that together and made everybody else important. So
we go to the Hockey Elite live from Yonge Street. What do you got for me?
I give this one an A++++++. Absolutely. The Red Wings have the most players with more than 10 goals. That means everybody in their lineup is scoring in all of
Fringe hockey fans rule.
A+++.
Yes. All right. I'm on a free roll. No matter how stupid this last take might be, I've graduated. Here we go. Number 5. The playoff style wins against Colorado and Chicago. What I mean is these lower scoring, tight checking, overtime games. Winning these games now, not only is something they couldn't do a month ago, 6 weeks ago, but it's a sign of real growth and why I believe the Red Wings will make the playoffs. They can win in multiple ways. They couldn't do it earlier in the year where they were 0-15 if they didn't get to at least 4 goals. Let's start out with David.
This is an honors class A. I am definitely with you on this. It is showing them what they need to do, and
That's
the
right.
grit is there. They can come back. I thought
Sandpaper.
yesterday was a loss, and they
Sandpaper.
found a way.
Rico Beard.
I'm gonna give it a B. I agree. I like the fact that it's not, well, okay, we got to go out and score 4 goals in order to win. The fact that you were able to come back and take the game into overtime to win, but the overtimes aren't like playoff overtimes.
Don't
They're
let
3-on-3.
facts get in the way of a great
Okay.
fringe take.
Okay.
Kenny Cott, Hockey Elite.
Yeah, this is an A++ for me also. And it's not because of, I mean, they did it against St. Louis, they did it against Chicago, 2 bad teams, but they did it against Colorado.
That's right.
A team with Stanley Cup aspirations. You need to win games like that against teams like that way. Absolutely.
People, here's the deal. 248-539-9797. The god of fringe hockey has spoken. Me. The hockey oracle, Kenneth Cott, a.k.a. Chicken Parm, a.k.a. Ray Ferraro, has spoken. Where do you grade these 5 bold fringe Wings takes after an unbelievable 3-game set here, 3-game run? We'll get to you guys next. 97.1. I wanted to offer was Mikey V's surface-level hockey takes available for your grading. So we're going to go to my men in the streets, which is Rico and David. See what their grade on these takes are. And then we go to the Hockey Elite, the Oracle, our very own Pierre Maguire, Kenny Cott. And he will register a grade on my surface, fringe, sort of hockey guy takes. Because these are all Red Wing-centric. I think I got a decent handle on this team. I think I got a decent handle where we're headed, what we need, what we got. Are we ready to play the game?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Oh, that's right. All right. Kenny, I want you to stay silent, show no emotion. Do not tip your hand if I say something that is disgusting, egregious, inaccurate, or downright stupid. Don't tip me off. David and Rico, we will have you give the first grade, then we see if I graduate over to the Hockey Oracle. Are we ready?
Let's go.
5 bold takes from a fringe hockey guy. Take number 1. The Wings are becoming more than a playoff threat. They are a legitimate playoff team with a legitimate chance to win a playoff series. Part of it is learning how to win playoff-style hockey games. Rico Beard, grade this.
What am I giving, like an A, B, C?
Well, you're the professor.
Oh, no, I didn't know what type of grade. We went through that. No, Mike, I like this take. This is an A because you're right. They're winning games. And it's not just this winning streak, but of going in there and your stars are coming up and being stars. The people who you want to be the leaders of this team, you're seeing that. Kane with the overtime goal. Like, yes, this is it. DeBrincat with the goal that I still don't know how he made that goal.
Skill, magic, passion. David.
I'll give you a B+.
Okay. Not egregious as a fringe hockey guy.
No.
Now we go to the Oracle. Straight from Saskatoon. Kenny Cott, grade my fringe hockey take.
I grade this as a C. The reason I grade this as a C is because this is a team with ups and downs. You saw how bad they got when things got bad. You're seeing right now how things they are when they're good. Bunch of players on this team who have never even sniffed a playoff game. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't want to play them, but they could win. Would I predict it to happen? No, I would not.
ESPN National Hockey Night. Best open ever. All right. Fringe take number 2. Here we go.
David, we got to make sure we don't give out high grades because Kenny just shot us
Wow.
down.
No, this is what I wanted. We're in the streets. We're the fringe idiots. Kenny is the nuanced Hockey Hall of Fame creep with the white gloves that holds the Stanley Cup. Here we go. Trade deadline. I think I've identified something this team needs. They must acquire, for lack of a nuanced term, a defenseman who's kind of a scumbag. Or a physical, like a needler, if you will.
An enforcer.
Not quite that, because enforcer carries a negative connotation that they lack any skill.
But scumbag doesn't. Okay.
Right. Something for the second pairing on defense that when it gets tough and when every game's 2-1 or 3-2, if they can secure a little bit of defensive help that's got a little bite to it, a little edge to it, I think that could take them to another level. Let's start. David Hall, grade my fringe hockey take.
I know I probably should be careful here, but
I know
when Kane last night got hit, and, Larkin all year has been getting beat up. So yeah, I'm with an A on this. Yeah,
Rico,
I want to say A, but I'm going to go B. But David, I went to the Oracle and we had this conversation, and he set me straight and said, no. They need to get someone on the defensive line and a tough guy,
$50 in bonus
someone that you won't pick on the
Maybe
wings.
The term is grit. They need a grit blue
guy.
line addition.
So I think the Oracle will back me up on this.
Kenny Kopp from the Hockey Elite Update Desk.
Yeah, the Hockey Elite would call it a sandpaper guy. Sandpaper. He provides some grease for you.
FanDuel.
Wouldn't that be grit?
Same thing. You wanted the hockey term. I gave you the hockey term. What do you want?
It's a sandpaper guy, eh?
That's right.
Go ahead.
I give this an A-, primarily because an NHL insider by the name of Jeff Merrick actually said this.
Who's Jeff Merrick?
NHL insider with Elliot Friedman. He does a lot of good work in the NHL. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not nuts for saying get me a scumbag.
That's from the inside of the NHL. A guy said that. So yes, you're bang on with this one.
Let's go. And you're not the creep with the white gloves. You're back. I don't like that guy. He scares me. All right, here we go. Fringe take number 3. Patrick Kane, not the Cat, will prove to be the most important addition for this team because it is Kane's leadership relationship on and off the ice with the Cat and veteran presence and experience that allows this team to take the forward step. I'm Ron Barr for EA Sports. Rico Beard.
No, I would say the other way around. I think DeBrincat, I look at Kane, and while I like what he's doing, it's still, you're wondering, man, will that injury come back to?
How dare you?
Okay.
David.
his experience is going to be huge.
The experience
playoffs.
is good, but I think I think DeBrincat is the straw that's stirring the drink.
No,
All right.
I hate cats. I'm going with an A on this one. Kane's more important.
Tremendous. Let's go to the Hockey Elite. Ray Ferraro joining us.
So I give this one a B+. I'm pretty confident in Kane because he's just proven it game after game after game now. And did you see after he scored that goal the way the team rallied around him? They love this guy. He's
you know what?
He's a leader.
He's a vibes guy.
You guys just don't like short people.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Fringe take number 4. Yzerman's hidden signings are way more important than any of us realized in the summer. That while DeBrincat and Kane have been the sizzle, the stake of balanced scoring, multiple threats on multiple lines who do it quietly, that is going to be this team's ultimate calling card and why they're so dangerous. Rico Beard.
Mike, I'm going to give that an A. He did. He moved in silence like the G in lasagna. All of a sudden, it was like, okay, yeah, these people, like you see the big names, but yeah, it's the other
balance.
Ones. Yeah.
David.
No, I'm still going B- here because I think it's Kane that brought that together and made everybody else important. So
we go to the Hockey Elite live from Yonge Street. What do you got for me?
I give this one an A++++++. Absolutely. The Red Wings have the most players with more than 10 goals. That means everybody in their lineup is scoring in all of
Fringe
hockey.
hockey fans rule.
A+++.
Yes. All right. I'm on a free roll. No matter how stupid this last take might be, I've graduated. Here we go. Number 5. The playoff style wins against Colorado and Chicago. What I mean is these lower scoring, tight checking, overtime games. Winning these games now, not only is something they couldn't do a month ago, 6 weeks ago, but it's a sign of real growth and why I believe the Red Wings will make the playoffs. They can win in multiple ways.
All right, Roberto,
they couldn't
just
do it
explaining
earlier
some
in the year where
history
they
of
were
the
0 and
Eagles
15
band.
if they didn't get to at least
I was
4
unaware
goals.
of.
Thank you for that, Roberto. Start out with David.
Don Henley.
This is an
thank you
honors
for that,
class
Roberto.
A. I am definitely
you learn
with you
something
on
new
this.
every day.
It is showing
David,
them
the
what
tick
they
and
need to
text,
do.
then we get to the
and
people,
the
and then
grit
we get
is
to
there.
Rieger
They can
not
come
live
back.
from
I
us.
thought yesterday was a
Even though
loss.
he
They
requested
found a
paper
way.
from a
I'm
team
gonna-
that's in New York.
I'm going to give it a B.
Did he get
I
the bucket?
agree.
And
I
it's
like the
not
fact that
Rieger's
it's not
fault
okay.
because
We
the
got
schedule was
we got to
wrong.
go out and score 4 goals in order to win. The fact that you were able
Somewhere
to
I
come
just
back
imagine
and take
Rieger
the game
standing
into
in District
overtime to
Detroit doing
win.
a show alone.
But
Where's
everybody? The
Well,
overtimes
realistically,
aren't
with the
like
team being in New
playoff
York, would there really
overtime.
be
No
a
3-on-3
backstep in the way of a
Okay.
great fringe take?
Okay.
Kenny Cott, Hockey Elite.
Yeah,
Live
this
your
is an
bet
A++
life.
for
All
me
right.
also.
David,
And
what
it's
do you
not
have for
because of,
everybody? And then
I mean,
I got a
they did it
question
against
for you.
St. Louis, they did
A
it against
series
Chicago,
of
2 bad
texts
teams.
coming
But they
in
did it
for
against
Kenny giving
Colorado.
advice.
That's right.
A team with
Gotta cook
Stanley
the
Cup
octopus
aspirations.
first,
You need to win
boil
games
it.
like that against teams
That
like
way,
that.
the
way.
suckers
Absolutely.
don't stick to the ice.
People, here's the deal.
Experience
248-539-9797. The god of fringe hockey has spoken.
And make it not as
The hockey
slimy and
oracle, Kenneth
sexy.
Cott,
You
a.k.a.
can
Chicken
throw it a
Parm,
little
a.k.a.
better.
Ray Ferraro
Roberto,
has
if
spoken.
you
If you would please.
And
Where do you
that is
grade
why I didn't
these
go into
5
details
bold
about that. I
fringe
censored myself
wings
like,
takes
nope.
after an unbelievable
Knocking
3-game
in well.
set.
And then
here,
this
3-game
one,
run.
another one. Jacob in
We'll
Detroit
get to you
says,
guys next.
please just tell the
97.1.
Wings to put Hockey
I wanted
Town
to
back
offer
across the wing.
was Mikey
wheel at
V's
center ice
surface level
with the first
hockey
playoff
picks
game at
available for your
LCA.
grading. So we're going to go to my
Really
men in the
necessary?
streets,
Fans
which
want
is
that.
Rico
I like
and
that.
David.
By the way, have you
See
guys
what their
thought about
grade on
what the
these takes
remember when
are.
the Wings used to
And
go to
then
the
we go to
playoffs?
the hockey elite.
and
Your-
every
Brad
April,
our very own Pierre
every
McGuire.
April it was like
Kenny
a different
Cott. And he
like,
will
we
register
want
a
Stanley.
grade
Do you remember
on
this?
my surface.
try to forget it.
fringe.
Remember?
Are we going to
sorta
have
hockey
the
guy.
first one?
No, we are bringing these are
Down the red light
no,
or
we are
whatever it
bringing
was?
the good
No.
luck Joes back, and
I
we're
got a
doing a
decent
real
handle
April
on
in the
this
D.
team.
We're
I was
about to say.
What about
April
Joe Bucks?
headed what we
April
need, what we
in
got.
the D. is back.
April.
The remix.
April in the D. Oh, those are the good times. Now, was that Fox Sports Detroit or Bally's? I think it was. There we go. Matt Chapman's going to be hitting against the Tigers.
And you missed it. It was a real life chair throwing incident that happened today.
I heard about
had
this.
nothing to do with Chase Young.
No.
Mike is very upset about the chairs in this building, apparently.
Listen. I just make
I'm
the
talking,
point.
and all of a sudden, bam.
No, I did not. It was not gratuitous. Everybody calm down.
Hey, what did you tell me pre-show? I'm here for the entertainment.
That's fair.
Rico killed Izzo. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable.
I heard it.
Headline is washed. All right, listen to me.
Yes.
Do you believe it's not that you wanted Cody Bellinger, but don't
I did, but yes.
Okay, but don't you believe that contract is going to be an indication of where it's going to be for JD and where it's going to be for Snell, etc. JD is going to go like 1 for 15 to Texas, and my head's going to explode. What am I missing here?
So, Mike, I did the topic yesterday. I worked a little Sunday after the Tiger game, right? And by the way, Tigers blew a 6-run lead and gave up an inside the park home run.
Nobody cares.
Okay, good. Anyway, I asked, why aren't more people frustrated with the offseason? Because I saw the Bellinger contract. He can opt out after the first year, $30 million. Opt out after the second year, $30 million. Or he can stay the whole time. Let's say you got that contract. Let's say he opted out after 1 year. That means money well spent. He had a great year, and he's going to get some more someplace else, or maybe even with you. 28-year-old guy, Big Bad Boris, did not get the return he thought he was going to get.
No, he wanted 150.
Yeah, and he got 80. It's agitating. And then Matt Chapman's still out there. You mentioned J.D. Martinez. I mean, Trevor Bauer's out there. there's all kinds of guys out there that could help this team, but they don't want the help.
On small one-year deals.
It's very disappointing, isn't it?
Bauer's just saying, just give me something. And give me incentives, and let's see what happens.
Let me ask you this, because I had people arguing
Literally
with me
cost you
yesterday.
nothing.
No, you have lemmings arguing.
Yes,
with you.
of course.
Not people, lemmings.
Which, by the way, why are there Scott Harris lemmings? Like, I understand the Brad Holmes lemmings. I understand the Steve Yzerman lemmings. Troy Weaver lemmings probably don't exist. But why are there Scott Harris lemmings?
I'll tell you why. Because the Tigers, I've been here now 20 years. The Tigers have been a mystery wrapped in a riddle. They are puzzling that there is this romantic portion of the fan base who gives them a free pass to do whatever, as if they've done anything. They have not
4
won
titles in over 100 years.
That's my again. Rieger, I'll never understand it, but then it goes to what Rico has said.
I don't want to believe that.
There aren't serious baseball people in this town. It is, hey, roll my sleeves up, Marlboro Reds and a daiquiri. It's nice out.
Yeah.
I just view it like you had all this money come off the books. You're 55 mil under league average, and it's clear you need a nice bat in the lineup to help the young guys out.
Maybe 2.
But JD alone, how's that a lose for anybody? And if he doesn't want your money, cool. Jeff Passan will tell me you tried, and then I tip my cap.
If the Tigers do something, it's great, but they're really just fodder until you get to football.
Well, I heard people tell me yesterday that Cody Bellinger, because of the 2 years before last year damn near in 900 OPS, Silver Slugger. I heard people, the guy's Javi Baez. He's not Javi Baez. And you gave Javi Baez a 6-year contract with the opt-out after 2 years. This is 3 years. Let's say Bellinger stinks for the Cubs. They're only stuck with him for 2 more years.
Oh, by the way, Lions have extended the contract to Jalen Reeves. Maben, 2 years, about $8 million.
Good special teams guy.
Yeah. So he's done.
Excuse me. What was that about?
And by the way, Rieger is just a glutton for pain, Mike. We made another bet.
Oh, good.
I promised him. I gave him ample opportunity to
That's
back
good
out.
bet on my part.
Rieger's taking MSU. He's giving me Purdue. No points.
Straight up, I get 2 burritos if I win. He gets 1 if I lose. Let me explain very quickly.
You need a lobotomy.
No. See, you guys, no offense, you guys aren't experienced enough to tell me if Izzo's dead yet. Because I hate the man, respect him, but I hate your program.
Rieger.
I need to see Izzo. I've
Rieger,
seen.
No. At the beginning of
he
the
has
year.
a week off. With all the negativity in the world, they're going to go in and they're going to beat Purdue.
Rieger, even at the beginning of the year when I thought the team was going to be good, this was a loss. So
just saying.
What
are we talking about? Octopus? Is that what's going on?
Dude, will you just let it go?
Could I get you at Little Caesars Arena with an octopus?
No, it's disgusting.
Come on. Could you imagine if Eleni goes down and throws the octopus on the ice?
That's Kenny. I want Kenny throwing an octopus at Radko Gudas. It'd be like Spider-Man meme.
Yell at each other.
You can't hit yourself. I'm you. It'd be unbelievable. All right. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow.
Bye,
at 2.
guys.
Rieger next.
All right, it's that time of the year, when you get a little extra cash. So what the big question is what are you going to spend it on?